you want to get a bunch of cool tattoos, but you can't because of your age or your parents or your fear of needles. I don't know why I put the air quotes. Those are all pretty valid reasons, but whatever obstacle is stopping you from getting a tattoo, Inkbox is the solution. Inkbox tattoos are semi-permanent tattoos that last 1 to 2 weeks. They look exactly like permanent tattoos. As you can see, I put this one on a couple days ago and it blends in with all my permanent tattoos. They're also waterproof, so if you're one of those weirdos who showers regularly, you don't have to worry about it washing off. And they're also super simple to apply right at home. Just wipe the area, apply the tattoo, leave it on for 60 minutes. Then you just take it off and wait for it to develop over the next 24 hours. Easy as that, dude. It's so simple. You don't have to worry about like holding a wet cloth on it or anything like that. And in terms of what you can get as a tattoo, oh my gosh, the possibilities are endless. They have thousands of pre-made designs made by their curated community of artists that you can browse, or you can choose designs from their various collaborations like their recent collabs with BTS, Rupi Kaur, Lights, and many more. Or you can choose designs from their themed collections like their Fuck Racism collection, for example, that donates 100% of its profits to organizations dedicated to the fight against anti-black racism. And if you want something hyper-specific, you can create a custom tattoo by uploading your own design right on the Inkbox website, and they'll ship your one-of-a-kind tattoo right to your door. And on top of all that, they also just released their brand new freehand tattoo marker, which gives you total artistic control of what tattoo goes on your skin. So you can doodle on yourself like crazy, or you can force your artistically inclined friend to actually draw something good on your skin. Doesn't matter, it's up to you. And I know you're probably stressing about holiday shopping, but this is literally the perfect gift for anybody, especially since you can get 35% off right now on their Cyber Monday sale by clicking the link in my description. Yeah, you heard me. 35% off. And yeah, you're probably thinking, well, Kurtis, what do you know about Inkbox? They're just some random company sponsoring your videos. No, not true. Fun little fact about Inkbox. I used to work there full-time. I had a full-time job there before I was a YouTuber, so I can literally say firsthand that they are a terrific company run by really great people. So if you want to get a fun, creative gift for your loved ones, or just say screw them and keep them all to yourself and get some wicked tattoos, just click the link in my description to get 35% off with their Cyber Monday sale. Okay, thank you so much to Inkbox for sponsoring this video and for employing me back in the day. Love you, bye. Okay, thank you so much for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please press the like button, because believe it or not, 1 like equals 1 red light that I will stop at. So you fucking better press the like button. Leave a comment. Let me know if you remember this show. Let me know if you what you thought of the video, and let me know if you want more Canadian TV reviews. Press the subscribe button if you want, because I make a video all the time, and as soon as you press the subscribe button, you become a valued citizen of Kurtistown. If you didn't know, Kurtistown is the best place to live in the world, and I'm the mayor. So you have to be nice to me. It's the law. Yeah, you can check the description for other things I do. You know, my podcast, merch, all that fun stuff is down there. All right, that's it. I would stick around, but I unfortunately have to go. I have to go do donuts in my driveway. So, see ya. All right, there's some rumors going around. These letters here, people are commenting saying that I'm a virgin. Okay, they think that stands for virgin. Not that there's anything wrong with that, if that's what you are, but I am not one. Okay, I have a podcast called Very Really Good. Okay, Very Really Good. Not a virgin. Could a virgin have a podcast? Yeah, probably. But folks, I know I didn't do my usual extra greeting, okay? I'm gonna try to not do it one time. I'm in control here. I know I got canceled for forgetting it last time, but you know what? This time, I'm not forgetting it. I'm purposely not doing it. So let's move forward. I had a bunch of action figures when I was a kid, and I get a lot of action now, not a virgin. Cool thing that I used to do with my friend when I was a kid, we would set up all of our action figures beside us when we watched the movie Small Soldiers, because we thought that would inspire our action figures to come to life. Is that adorable? Yes. Were we idiots? Absolutely. Did it work? Yes. And it's so funny looking back at that, because at the time we thought we were like so cool, but at the same time, if we saw like any of our other friends playing with like Barbies, we would make fun of them for sure. But in reality, there's obviously no difference. You're all just pipsqueaks playing with puny plastic people. Capiche? Say that 10 times fast, right? Speaking of Barbies, Hey, why stay on topic when you can simply not? Barbie was created by Mattel in 1959 and it became an instant success. It went on to become one of the most popular toys of all time and grossed roughly $1.3 billion in 2020 alone. They've made Barbie video games, books, clothes, YouTube channels, anything you can attach a Barbie name to, Mattel has done it. They could put out their own line of prison security products and call it Barbied Wire, and it'd be adorable. For a very long time, Barbie didn't really have any competition until the year 2001 when Bratz dolls bursted onto the scene. Man, when these big-eyed gals showed up, people lost their fucking mind. There were a lot of parents who were like mad because they thought the Bratz dolls were too hot. Because they like showed more skin, I guess. I don't know. And that totally makes sense, right? Dolls with big lips and big eyes. I mean, come on. That's not normal, okay? We're used to Barbie and her regular proportions, okay? And by regular proportions, I mean the body type that media has sort of guilted women into pursuing for the last, I don't know, forever. So they can sell razors to shave their legs and tea that makes them shit, you know? Regular proportions. So maybe Bratz having big lips and eyeballs wasn't that crazy after all. Barbie looks fucking weird too, man. She has no asshole. You ever think about that? How does she fart? Tell me that, huh? Yeah, put me in charge of Barbie, all right? Introducing ultra-realistic Barbie, now with functioning asshole. Oh! I'll be sitting by the phone, Mattel. Like, you think when Bratz dropped, people were like, oh, great, yeah, another unrealistic beauty standard for women. Now I gotta look like this. And also, Bratz was like way more inclusive of like different skin colors in comparison to Barbie at the time. You know, so young people of color could actually have like a doll that resembled them a little bit, just in terms of like skin color, you know? And that's huge. And Bratz was crazy popular when they first came out, even outselling Barbie in the UK one year. So Barbie was absolutely shitting out of her non-existent asshole when Bratz was popping off because Mattel thought that they were just gonna take over like pretty much the entire market. Mattel actually went as far as to sue Bratz, but ultimately lost because, you know, big surprise, you can't just sue people you don't like. If that was true, I'd be sending a cease and desist to the son of a bitch who invented Mondays. Come on. Bratz lost a little bit of their popularity over the years, but it looks like they're trying to make a comeback based off their current website, which is very smart because I feel like girls on TikTok look exactly like Bratz dolls. They dress like them, and that's not a diss or anything. Like, the fits go hard, I will admit it. But in their heyday, I think what set Bratz apart from Barbie was their animated series and movies. And I've received tons of DMs over the years asking me to make a video about a Barbie movie or a Bratz movie. So I thought a good way to structure this video is like a head-to-head deathmatch. We'll watch a Barbie movie and then we'll watch a Bratz movie. We'll compare and contrast. And then we'll see once and for all who's the better doll. There's a little bar for you. Or should I say a bar B. We'll start with the Barbie movie because, you know, they were the first on the scene and I guess it's only fair. The movie I picked is called Barbie as Rapunzel. Obviously, you can roughly imagine the plot of Barbie as Rapunzel, but they do switch up the plot a little bit and add in some Barbie flair, which is nice. Big fan of Barbie flair. And Barbie flay. The movie starts with Barbie painting with her little sister Kelly, and right off the bat, I gotta say, Kelly is a goddamn nightmare to look at. I'm sorry, I have to get this out of the way. I don't know the exact budget of this movie, but I wish more of it went towards reducing the size of Kelly's forehead. You could play a game of football on that thing. And it's fine that I'm making fun of this little girl's appearance, okay? She's not real. Or at least I hope. Please don't be real. So this whole movie is basically Barbie like telling Kelly the story of Rapunzel. So she goes on to explain how there was a beautiful girl with long ass hair named Rapunzel who lives in this tall tower with this old witch named Gothel, and she has to pretty much do everything for her. She also has a dragon friend named Penelope and a little British rabbit friend named Hobie. And Rapunzel's favorite thing to do is paint, but this Gothel lady, she does not like that, because she is mean.
Did you make the beds, sweep the floors, weed the garden? You're supposed to keep the house in perfect order.
I didn't know about...
It's your job to know.
Oh yeah, also, Gothel has this like pet weasel that sort of hangs around her neck, and he seems, I don't know the word for it, horny, I guess.
Oh, allow me, mistress.
Yeah. Could you imagine like working in the studio while the voice actor did the voice for this weasel? Okay, we're gonna do the line one more time. Just say it normal. Allow me, mistress. That's it. Say it normal. Okay, fine. Okay, thank you.
Oh, allow me, mistress.
Come on, dude. Oh, are you hard? He's so hard right now. Okay, back to it. One night when Gothel goes for a nap, Rapunzel and friends find a secret entrance to the basement where they find some of Gothel's old belongings.
I can't imagine Gothel attending all these balls.
Kurtis, just move on. You don't have to make a joke about it. You're 27 years old. She obviously meant balls, like, you know,
balls.
A dance, like a party, not testicles. You can move past this. You don't have to make a joke. What was on that scroll? Was it just a bunch of drawings of balls? Medieval times they couldn't send dick pics, so they had to send
ball scrolls.
Scrotum scrolls. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm talking about dicks and balls way too much for a Barbie movie. So let's get back to it. So when they're in the basement, they also find an old hairbrush that's from Rapunzel's parents, which is weird to Rapunzel because Gothel told her she was abandoned when she was just a few days old. Why would she lie to her about that?
Why would she lie to me about that?
That's what I'm saying. They also end up finding a secret tunnel out of the castle into a nearby village where she stumbles upon some cute kids riding on a horse and oh my god, it's fucking Kelly. Never mind. Even in Barbie's telling of Rapunzel, this is a fantasy world. Anything can happen. This was your one chance for Kelly to not look like what stubbing your toe feels like, and you didn't do a damn thing. Jesus Christ. Well, at least the other kids look normal. Oh, never mind. They're all freaks. I think I might just hate kids. Anyways, back to the movie. Kelly falls into a big hole and they unfortunately save her life with the help of a man named Stefan. And he's the love interest, obviously, because look at him. He's so hot. This is also where we find out that the kingdom that they are in right now is having a feud with a neighboring kingdom. The other kingdom is run by this guy named Wilhelm.
Wilhelm claims our king did something terrible to him years ago.
But we don't know what that thing was. Yet.
Do you live in Wilhelm's kingdom?
Who's he?
The king who ordered that.
This Wilhelm guy seems pretty awesome if he's making holes that Kelly falls into. Am I right, guys?
Yes.
Thank you.
I'll be right back.
Okay, so after Stefan runs away for no reason, Rapunzel realizes how late it's getting and heads back to the castle, but uh-oh, horniest weasel in the world is following her. Man, I cannot get over this weasel. I saw this movie days ago and I cannot stop thinking about him. Could you imagine if the animal sidekicks in other movies were just fucking horny all the time? Like if Harry Potter's owl, Hedwig, do owls get horny? I don't know. I mean, there's like horned owls. I guess we would never know if an owl was horny. This is my impression of Hedwig when he asks another owl for oral pleasure, but that other owl refuses. So no Hedwig? Back to the movie. Gothel finds out that Rapunzel went to the village, so she's like super grounded now and has to stay in the tower. So this next part is like a dream sequence where they do the iconic Rapunzel scene, you know, where the guy milks a cow, I guess? Fuck. Climbs up the tower on her hair. Jesus Christ. All right, I got a bone to pick with Rapunzel. Wouldn't this fucking hurt so much? I always think about that whenever I saw anything Rapunzel related. It's always Rapunzel just like relaxing, chilling at the top of the tower, while like some 200-pound guy is like pulling on her hair. I know human hair can be pretty strong, but like that would still do a number on your neck, I think. Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair. All right, I don't really know why I'm doing this, but I trust you. Here I come. Wait, what? Ah, what the fuck, dude? I'll be up there soon, my love. Dude, seriously, what the fuck are you doing? Ow, stop. Doth thou carpets match thy drapes? Stop, seriously, stop. Whoa. Oh my god. Rapunzel is bald now. So the next day, Hobie and Penelope, the dragon who can fly up really high, they try to think of a way that they can get Rapunzel out of the tower that's up really high. And they don't think of an idea. So that night, there's like a magic spell that turns Rapunzel's hairbrush into a magic paintbrush that then lets her travel to whichever location she paints. Sort of like a chalk zone type thing. You guys remember that show? Chalk Zone. Chalk Zone. Does it help if I say the name again? So now Rapunzel has a new way to escape the tower. So she does. That's pretty great. But she does go back.
I have to go. I'll see you tonight.
But hey, at least we get this scene.
You're useless.
Give him to me. I'll leave you the lucky rabbit feet.
Oh, no. If Gothel ever picked the weasel off of her shoulder, it would make this sound. And there'd be a huge stain right there. That's so gross. Okay, so this next scene is pretty gnarly. Gothel chops off Rapunzel's hair, so Rapunzel is bald now. Not actually, but she has just like shorter hair now. And then Gothel puts this super crazy unbreakable spell on the tower so Rapunzel can never leave.
Never release your prisoner with a lying heart.
But quick question. If you didn't want Rapunzel to leave, why not just do that spell in the first place? I'm not gonna do the one thing that will easily solve all my problems until I absolutely have to. That is weasel cum. Okay, guys, we're getting close to the end. Back at the village, they're having this huge ball.
Balls.
Everybody's there. You know, you got the king, Stefan. I don't know anybody else's name. Then Gothel shows up and starts chasing after Stefan in the most awkward scene ever because there's just no music.
Nobody hurts my brother. Nobody!
Okay, the beginning of the movie said like they had like an orchestra performing the music for this movie. Where is it? If you're gonna have a chase scene, it can't just be like just footsteps only, right? Hey, get back here. Get back here, come on. Oh my God, come on. Not the same, right? And this next part pissed me off so much. So back at the tower, Penelope realizes that the spell only works on someone who has a lying heart. But Rapunzel never lied.
You haven't been lying to Gothel.
So Penelope thinks that Rapunzel can just leave whenever she wants.
Gothel's spell can't stop you.
So she just leaves the tower. You're telling me if Rapunzel just tried once to leave the tower, she would have escaped. What the fuck, Rapunzel? That's like if someone pushed you into a pool as a prank and then you just went limp and drowned. Like, try a little bit, you know? But anyways, she escapes the tower and flies away on Penelope's back. And again, why didn't you fucking do this years ago? Folks, now it's time for the big climax. And it's not from the weasel, don't worry. Back at the ball, Wilhelm, the other king, shows up and starts fighting the main king, and this is where we find out that Wilhelm is mad because he thinks the king stole his daughter from him. You guys putting the pieces together?
You stole my daughter!
No! For the 1000th time, I never stole her!
Then Gothel shows up and reveals that it was her who stole his daughter from him.
What?
Because she was actually in love with Wilhelm, he wasn't in love with her. So yeah, Gothel's just a big old simp. That's her motivation.
She would have been my daughter if you had married me.
I don't know if it works like that, all right? Anyways, there's another chase scene, and Rapunzel pulls a fast one and paints a picture of the tower, and Gothel walks into it, so she's transported inside and is trapped in the tower forever. No! So now it's time for the big happy ending. Aw.
I thought you were gone forever.
Aw.
I've wronged you all these years.
Aw. Ah! So that's Barbie as Rapunzel. I'm gonna save my final thoughts of it for the end of the video because we're only halfway done, guys. This is a double feature, remember? So if you wanna go, you know, grab a water or a snack for the last half, that's totally cool. While the other people wait, let's talk about the new merch I just put out. It's the Kurtis Cowboys collection. We got t-shirts, we got hoodies, we got sweatpants, we got a full sweatsuit, dude. And it looks great. Super cozy, great stuff. Designed by Kel Lauren, again. And I'm just super hyped on it. So go check it out, kurtisconner.com. Thanks so much.
Hey, it's Brett's time.
Let's all get Kelly out of our heads and let's move on to a movie called Bratz Fashion Pixies. Here we go. And witnesses her fly away with this big red light in the sky. So, something's up. The next day at school, this is where we meet some of the other main characters. First up, we got Dylan. And you remember how I said girls on TikTok look like Bratz dolls? Look at this fucking guy, dude. Dylan walked so e-boys could run their fingers through their hair. If there's a scene of Dylan going like, I will not be surprised. He's hitting on girls and stuff. He's essentially the horny weasel of this movie. Every movie needs a horny weasel. That's gotta be an Oscar category. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the final award of the night. Horniest weasel. Good luck to all the nominees. All right, let's take a look. That fucking weasel from that goddamn Barbie movie again. Every year. Can we get someone else? How about me? I'm a horny weasel, come on! And also there's this new girl who shows up, her name is Lena.
This is Lena. She's a transfer student.
Who's got something to do with Cymbeline based on this exchange. So after class, Dylan's backpack is stolen by a crow, naturally. So he goes in this epic chase scene on his motorcycle, and this one actually has music. So Dylan ends up crashing his motorcycle, and it's heavily implied that the crow was actually the new girl, Lena.
Missing something.
My backpack!
And this Lena girl is up to no good because Dylan is then... There's something to be said about being chased by something really big. Like, I feel like you know what's gonna happen if a giant garden gnome was chasing you. You know what's gonna happen if they catch up. Like, what's a little one gonna do? Do I wanna know? Should the rest of this video just be an apology for that? I didn't mean it, I'm desperate. This movie, the more I realize like the similarities it has to Barbie as Rapunzel, which is really weird because it's just like, they're just like random movies that were just sent to me. There's missing parents in both films, magic items that were left for the abandoned kids, small, scary beings, and horny weasels. Also, every time I say horny weasel, I want to say Sigourney Weaver. Horny weasel, Sigourney Weaver. It sounds, Sigourney Weaver is a horny weasel. All right, so this next part is wild. This is where we find out Brianna and Cymbeline are pixies, like good pixies disguised as human. And their dad is actually the pixie king. It's another thing, there's kings in both movies. Okay, I don't want to take this too literally, but I'm going to. Are they saying that all fire hydrants are just little garden gnomes in disguise? If so... Some fireman slapping a hose on a gnome's hole, and he's just pissing the fire out. That scene with the gnome earlier is so much scarier now that we know what they are actually capable of. Just picture a tiny gnome just running at you like, I'm gonna piss on you! What the fuck? Dude, the split-second shot that they keep showing of that girl just angrily twerking. Holy shit, dude. That is so funny to me. Someone twerking, but they're pissed off. Hey, yo, shake that ass, girl. Hell yeah. You alright? This is not usually the expression that... Okay. Oh! Okay, so they see that their friends are in the dance trance, so Brianna tries to set them free. Okay? If there was a huge rave going on, and then a bunch of powder just started falling from the sky, people would be trying to catch it with their nose, dude. Like a kid trying to catch a snowflake on their tongue. Except it's not snow, it's snow. And instead of their tongue getting cold, their tongue would get tired from fucking talking too much. I can believe literally everything else in this movie, but this part, it's just ridiculous. But anyways, back to the film. Why are people like reacting like they can see them? And okay, they're all dancing now. All right, fine. That's the next TikTok dance. Gotta dance like a Bratz character. All right, now it's time for the big climax.
Hi, Mel.
Lena! I banished you eternally.
Oh, come on! I banished you eternally! The dad looks like when he transforms into the Pixie King. Oh no, he's hot! Okay, guys, you ready for the freaking curveball? This is where Lena reveals that she's actually the one who made Cymbeline and Brianna's mom disappear 10 years ago.
My wife?
You don't think that blizzard came from nowhere?
And she did this because the king banished her.
After your husband banished me, that man has simply got to go.
But I mean, if she's banished, then how is she able to like just freely roam around and cast spells on people? Fuck it, dude, let's dance.
Oh yeah!
The way Lena got rid of their mom all those years ago is she turned who disappeared 10 years ago.
Well done, my daughters.
And I gotta say, for someone who is just a tree for the past 10 years, she's surprisingly chipper. Wood chipper! Seriously though, if I was a tree for 10 years, my first words wouldn't be, well done, my daughters. Because, you know, I don't have any daughters. But hey, now the family lives happily ever after. Gross. All right, that's Bratz Fashion Pixies, and now we've seen a movie from each doll company. There's been 38 Barbie movies and 13 Bratz movies, but I think one of each is enough. With the Barbie movie, I liked... What did I like? Oh, I liked the one fight scene between the two kings. The animation was pretty good at that part. I mean, I didn't think I even talked about that in this in the video. Fuck. Oh, going into the paintings reminded me of Super Mario 64, so there's that. And I like how they switched up the story a little bit, so 4 out of 10. For the Bratz movie, I like the first line of the film. I like the music. I love the aesthetic. You know, you got the hot Pixie King dad. And Kelly wasn't in it. So 10 out of 10.
Fuck you, Kelly.
Okay, sorry to all my Barbie heads out there, but looks like Bratz is the winner. Mattel, please don't sue me for saying that. You can take the Barbie asshole idea. Call it even.
Balls.
I don't think there's any way to segue from that. So how about we hear a word from today's sponsor, Current. Folks, banks are weird. Even when I was allowed to freely leave my house, I would do anything I could to not go to my bank. It's confusing, stressful, and they always make things way harder than they need to be. But Current is the future of banking. They don't hide information like traditional financial institutions. Current keeps it simple, authentic, and direct. No hidden fees, no hidden anything, actually. They have tons of incredible benefits and services, but the best part, everything can be done online. No more walking into a silly old bank, okay? And you can take that to the bank. Or don't, because you don't need to anymore. And also, dude, to make things even cooler, Current and I are giving away 5 big ones. It's really vague. Current and I are giving away $5,000. And all you have to do is click the link in my description and sign up for Current using the code Kurtis, and we will send 10 random people $500. Super quick and easy. You can sign up in less than 2 minutes. So what are you waiting for? Again, click the link in my description. Sign up for Current using code Kurtis and enjoy the future of banking. And you'll also have the chance to be one of the 10 lucky people who get 500 smackaroos. All right, thanks again to Current for sponsoring this video. Hope you guys check them out because it helps me out a bunch when you guys check out the sponsors. So everybody wins, dude. So yeah, thank you, Current. Back to me. All right, guys, that's it. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please press that like button. It means a lot. And also, believe it or not, 1 like equals 1 hole that I will dig so Kelly can fall into it. Leave a comment, let me know what you thought. Let me know if you want to see more videos like this to me. It's the law. You can check the description for the things I do. I got Instagram, Twitter, my Twitch, my gaming channel, my podcast. And yeah, that's it. Seriously, thank you so much for watching. Hope you had fun. Hope you laughed. And yeah, I'll see you around. Peace out.
How y'all doing?
Hey there, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, what's up? How's it going? And if you're coming back, what's up? How's it going? It's very good to see you again. I hope you're doing well. You see what happens when you subscribe to my channel? You get an extra greeting at the beginning of every single one of my videos. So press the subscribe button for an extra greeting. Folks! Alright, for those of you who don't know me or never seen my videos before, that intro that I just did, I do that in all my videos, okay? It's a little tongue-in-cheek running gag that I have on my channel, and last week I forgot to do it. When I forgot to do it, I was like, okay, I messed up, but it's fine, you know? It's just one video without it. It's just a funny little intro, you know? No one's gonna be that pissed at me, right? Wrong. Like 90% of the comments on my last video were about the lack of the intro, and they were getting very mad at me. You guys ripped me a new one. I have 2 assholes now, and you'd think more the merrier. You'd think that that's a good thing, right? No, the more the scarier. My second butthole is where my belly button used to be, and I don't know which hole the poop's gonna come out of when I sit down. So it's like Russian roulette, but poo. Russian poulette. But in response to all this backlash about me forgetting the extra greeting, I thought it'd be funny for me to go on Twitter and write a super long apology on the Notes app and, you know, just tweet it out. Because that's what you do. That's what you do when you're in trouble. You write a bunch of crap on the Notes app, and that's that. Hold on. Yo, what if you had to apologize for something, but you had an Android? What do you do then? You're screwed. I want to do a real apology, but I can't. Okay, maybe I'll just do a video apology on my Samsung Galaxy S2.
Hey guys, just want to say I'm very sorry. I hope you guys can forgive me.
So yeah, I posted my apology on Twitter, and this is what it said. Some of you may be aware of the situation already, but I wanted to get ahead of it so you can hear it from me first. This is a very serious issue, and I feel terrible about hurting a large group of people. I know an apology isn't going to fix everything, and you will still have your opinions about me after all this, but I hope you can see where I'm coming from. I want to sincerely apologize for not giving an extra greeting in my newest YouTube video. It was wrong, irresponsible, and just downright stupid. I will be taking some time to self-reflect and really learn from my mistake. Love you guys, thank you for understanding. That's like one of my most liked tweets of all time now. And you know, I expected, you know, people to like play along with the bit and like fake cancel me and shit. I expected that, but not to the extent that it got to, if that sentence makes sense. Like an hour after I posted my apology, hashtag Kurtis Conner is over party was trending in America and Canada for like several hours. So I thought for this video, we would go through that hashtag. This is the real hashtag Kurtis Conner is over party, okay? And you will get a loot bag at the end, I promise. Let me just say really quick, cancel culture is pretty annoying to me. Whenever I make a video about someone or like a trend that's going on, it's never my intention to like cancel them. That's never what I want to happen. I'm not just like, every week I'm not just like, who am I gonna cancel this week, huh? Whose career am I gonna kick in the butt? Like some weird fucking Twitter supervillain. Cancel Elgort or whatever, I don't know. I want people to like, you know, learn from their mistakes and like grow as a person. Even Sebastian Balls, dude.
Today, I'm gonna be breaking my girlfriend by cheating on her.
Sure, do I want him to change everything about what he does and who he is? Yeah, well, absolutely I do. I never want his life to be ruined though. But anyways, when my over party thing was trending, a lot of people thought I actually got canceled, and understandably so, because if you see something trending on Twitter, you're like, oh, this must be serious, right? We got this tweet here that I really like. I haven't seen the new video yet, but I bet it's not as bad as the news is making it out to be. Some people just don't understand context. This person just saw the apology and was like, you know what? No, I don't know what you did, but I'm sure it wasn't that bad. But yeah, once people finally realized that I wasn't actually canceled and it was just like a big joke, people got pretty upset. Like this tweet right here. Kurtis Conner fans are the lamest people. Sorry you had to find out this way, but apparently you guys are the lamest. Isn't that Broadway musical? Lamest?
Get the fuck out of here!
I'm actually not that mad at this person though, because their at is sorry to that man. So that's nice that they apologize up front. Or maybe their at is sorry tot hat man. That would be way better. My most sincere apologies to the man with the tater tot hat. I hope you can forgive me, my liege. But yeah, being canceled, it's not very fun, even though it wasn't real. It's not a very fun thing to go through though. But believe it or not, I wasn't the only person getting canceled that day. Well, I guess I should say thing, not person. I was trending the same time that hashtag Prime Video is over party was trending, which is pretty cool. I didn't know you could cancel a subscription service. Well, I know you could cancel a subscription service, but like not like that, you know? Apparently they were canceled for putting the wrong cast member on a movie or some shit. I don't know. But I'm just picturing the person who started that hashtag was like overheard their mom say something like, hey, we don't really use Prime Video that much. Maybe we should just cancel it. Oh, don't worry, mom. Hashtag Prime Video is over party. Now we wait. Why? What did you do? I tweeted. Perfect. I understand why people were so like interested and why I was over, I guess. Like whenever there's a YouTuber like scandal, people fucking lose their minds, dude. Even me personally, I'm sad to say it, but whenever there's like YouTuber drama, I want to know what's going on, you know? Like I want to be informed. I don't care enough to watch like a full fucking 45-minute apology or whatever, because obviously way too long of a video, shorten it for sure. So I understand why people didn't want to research why I was getting canceled, you know? Too much to read. But some of the responses were so frustrating. I need some backstory. Okay, I guess it all started my first day at kindergarten. I was 13, going on 14. I had just peed in the sandbox and said, look at me, I'm a little kitty cat. The teacher threw up and immediately retired, and I thought to myself, maybe I shouldn't have done that. There is no backstory, dude. Read it. Read the fucking tweet. And then another similar tweet, this one fucking made me laugh a lot. What happened, LMAO? They commented, what happened? With a video of some guy cutting an orange. Just read the thing. What happened? Fuck, man, that's so funny. This is my impression of this person watching the Titanic, the full 3-hour Titanic movie. Wow. Why'd the boat go underwater? I need some backstory. A lot of the other tweets I saw were just from people who were tweeting the hashtag and using the hashtag to promote the people that they like. Like this one, hashtag Kurtis Conner is over party. I don't know what he did, but streams sung in. Like they just wait for another over party to trend and they're like, oh my god, I don't know what happened, but stan the fucking cast of Outer Banks. It's a show I like. Like, wouldn't you want to know what happened before you tweet out a hashtag that says they're canceled? I'm getting old, man. I'm getting very old. I guess people just like seeing other people fail, I guess, and they just get really excited whenever they see someone get canceled, that they're fucking foaming at the mouth in both of their buttholes. They're like, yes, dude. You're canceled! Dude, are you the show Freaks and Geeks? Because
You're fucking canceled, bro.
here's a great example of one of those tweets that made me laugh, like, really hard. Hashtag Kurtis Conner's over party. Maybe if he did this.
I mean, yeah. Hey, dude, if I could do that, I would do that all the time. I know they're like kind of half joking when they tweet stuff like that, but that whole thought process is just really funny to me. Like, the only thing you need to protect yourself from being canceled is the ability to play the guitar, and you're free to go. No guitar strings attached. I've tried to film this video so many times. I just wanted to sit down. There's been a lot of stuff, rumors, accusations going on about me, and I just wanted to set things straight, okay? First off, I want to say I'm sorry. And second off, dude, the thing that fascinates me the most about cancel culture is like how selective it is, you know? Like they'll cancel someone for saying some offensive slur like 15 years ago. But when someone like 6ix9ine pleads guilty to sexual assault and then they go to jail for racketeering after snitching on a bunch of people, then they're released and they come out with a shitty song where he screams the N-word 15 times, then that's just fine, I guess. Yo, did you hear about Tyler? He said a word that sounded like a slur when he was 3 months old. So yeah, we had him expelled and then killed. But anyways, play that new Gooba, bro. Play that fucking Gooba, fam. Dude, that's another thing, bro. I feel like they should have added more years to 6ix9ine's sentence for the way he fucking titles his songs, dude. Fifi, Gooba, Wando, Rondo, Mookie. Dude, these are all sounds my belly would make if you poke them a bunch. Fifi, Mookie, Wando, Gooba. I just think if you're gonna cancel someone for something, then you should cancel everyone for doing that thing, right? Oh, hey, here you go. I want you to keep that. I said this earlier, but I've never really been a fan of canceling people, you know? Obviously, if there's someone like fucking Harvey Weinstein or Austin Jones or Romeo Lacoste, for sure cancel them, dude. But if someone said something offensive like 10 years ago, I don't think it's necessarily fair for that to ruin their current situation where they've grown and learned to become a better person, you know? And I guess that's where this whole thing gets really tricky, because like, where's the line? How do we know if they're better? It's tough, you know? Like, was Joji out of line when he was doing all that Filthy Frank stuff? Personally, I don't think so. But a lot of people were trying to cancel Joji this week when they found out that he was Filthy Frank. Like, they found out this crazy fucking thing that nobody knew about. Dude, that's like trying to fucking cancel Willem Dafoe for being the Green Goblin. He's playing a character, man. Yo, how many hashtag blank is over parties do you think exist in like the MCU? Every day there's gotta be a new one, dude. Wow, can't believe he got the universe's population in half. Maybe if he stayed in Luna, then that wouldn't have happened. Hashtag Thanos is over party. I know nothing I say in my YouTube video is gonna change how people react to scandals and stuff, but I just think it's kind of funny because I can almost guarantee you that the people trying to cancel people have for sure done cancel-worthy stuff in their past, but their past and their mistakes aren't in the public eye and for people to see and dig up, so it doesn't really affect them at all. Like, for example, last year someone found an old tweet of mine from 2009 where I said a homophobic slur. And obviously I apologize for it. I was upfront about it. I was like, hey, this was 11 years ago. I obviously know that word is not okay to say now, and I never say it now. But you don't just stumble upon a tweet from 2009, you know? Like, you have to actively search for that. But like, the person who found that tweet of mine was a Katy Perry stan, and they found it right after I made a joke about Katy Perry. So it's just so odd to me how like quick people are to jump and cancel people for whatever reason. Like these tweets here. I thought Kurtis Conner was actually canceled and got excited. I thought Kurtis Conner got canceled for real for a second and I was so happy. Sorry. Stay mad. You're so mad. Sorry, Jen. Stick these up your two assholes, huh? Hey, yo, they want to see me fall. Too bad it's spring. I don't know. I guess thank you to everyone who had my back and was explaining to people what was going on and that it was like a bit. I would hate for someone to stop watching my videos because they thought I was canceled. I want them to stop watching my videos because they hate them. In conclusion, I guess, I think cancel culture as a whole, I think it started with like really good intentions, right? Like rallying together, making your voice heard, and like exposing someone for like abusing their power, being predatory, that is good, okay? That should still happen. But when you like actively search for reasons to end someone's career by like looking through their past and like with stuff they said when they were a kid and shit, it's like, I don't know. That's weird. And this is a very tricky subject because I don't get to say you shouldn't be offended by this. Like, it's not my place to say it at all. But I just think that people should be allowed to make mistakes when they're young and not have it affect their life as an adult, you know? Unless you're Romeo Lacoste, because he's a weirdo. Okay, enough of all this cancel talk. Let's talk about something you should never cancel. And that is ExpressVPN. That's right, ExpressVPN is a sponsor of this video, so let's talk about them, all right? Now, I've been using Express Protection, and that's problematic, okay? Hashtag hackers are over party. Now, there's a ton of VPN my two little balls want to. Eyeballs. Now, this sounds amazing. ExpressVPN, love you, bye-bye. All right, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please press the like button. And actually, believe it or not, 1 like on this video equals 1 orange that I will cut from the team. You're off. Sorry, orange. You can't throw the ball fast enough. Yeah, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about this whole situation. Let me know what you think about cancel culture in general. I think it's an interesting topic, and I know I probably forgot to talk about some examples and stuff, so I'd love to hear your opinions and stuff down there in the comments, I mean. And yeah, don't forget to press the subscribe button because I make a video every single week, and they're so much fun. And as soon as you press the subscribe button, you become a valued citizen of Kurtistown. If you don't know what Kurtistown is, it's the best place to live in the world, and I'm the mayor. So you have to be nice to me. It's the law. If you want to see the other stuff I do, check the description. Got my Instagram down there, my Twitter, my weekly podcast called Very Really Good. Just did an episode with my boy Drew. And I got new merch. It's nice, and it's soft, and you'll never die if you wear it. Okay, I shouldn't put that in. That's it. Thank you for watching. I'm sorry again for not doing the intro in my last video. Now that I know to never forget it ever again. I will be doing this till the day I die because I learned my lesson now. So thank you. See ya. New merch alert. Folks, I know it looks like I'm in a different room right now, but I'm not. This is the room I'm always in. You sound crazy right now. Reality TV competitions have always been a little insane. For example, Survivor. I hardly know her. But seriously, take Survivor for example. You put a bunch of strangers on an island and force them to do a bunch of fucked up stuff. People have been found dead in jail for doing that. Straight up, I think you can pretty much get away with anything if you just film all of it and then release it as a reality TV show. If they came out with a reality competition show called So You Think You Can Push a War Veteran Down the Stairs, I hate to say it, I would not only watch that show every week, I think I would apply to be a contestant. Yes, I think I can do that. And don't get me wrong, don't get me at all, actually. I love reality competition shows. I've been watching RuPaul's Drag Race for years. I just finished the new season of Top Chef. And I used to beg my mom to let me call in and vote for David Archuleta on American Idol in 2008. I've been eating this shit up, dude. And a lot of the shows they're coming out with these days are pretty wild. Beast Games, for example, is so crazy. I assume. I've only watched like 10 minutes of one episode and then I got a headache and I had to turn it off, so I don't know. But none of these modern day reality competition TV shows are as crazy as they used to be back in the early 2000s, dude. This was the golden era of reality TV. You had shows like The Swan, where you had 2 ugly people get a bunch of plastic surgery so they could try to win a beauty pageant. You had Kid Nation, a show where they just dropped off a bunch of children in a deserted town and forced them to create a functioning society. You could make any insane idea into a reality show in the early 2000s, which brings us to the topic of today's video. In the year 2005, a reality competition show aired on Fox titled Who's Your Daddy? And it's definitely one of the most insane premises for a reality TV show that I've ever seen in my life. I could describe it to you, but I think it'd be better if I showed you a promo that aired for this television show.
If you've never met your father,
I'm your dad.
I'm your dad.
I'm your dad.
Could you pick him out from a group of strangers?
I was adopted when I was 6 weeks old.
Witness the most dramatic reunion event ever televised.
I'm scared to death.
And a lifelong dream fulfilled.
Dad? Oh, God.
Who's Your Daddy? A 90-minute Fox special, Monday, January 3rd.
Yeah, man. A girl who's never met her biological father before has to pick him out from a group of 8 middle-aged men, and if she does, she wins $100,000. And she also gets to meet her biological dad or whatever the fuck. But the twist is, if any of the men who are not her father are able to convince her that they are her father, then they win the $100,000. So the first episode of Who's Your Daddy that we're gonna talk about today, it actually aired as a pilot for a planned 6-episode season, but Fox ended up immediately canceling it after the first episode due to the show's performance and lackluster reviews. Who's Your Daddy was met with backlash from adoptive parents and several protests from adoption organizations. Adam Pertman, executive director of the Evan B. Donaldson Adoption Institute at the time, wrote about this show. The very idea of taking such a deeply personal, complex situation and turning it into a money-grubbing game show is perverse, destructive, and insensitive to others. And I totally agree with him. Is what I would say if I was a fucking pussy, dude. Lighten up, pal, it's TV. Why don't you adopt a sense of whimsy, dude? So I thought it'd be fun if we watched the pilot episode of Who's Your Daddy, and I want to see if we can accomplish 2 things. Number 1, find out where it went wrong. Number 2, see if we can improve it in any way. So without further ado, let's watch Who's Your Daddy? The episode starts with a little backstory on the contestant. Her name is TJ. She was adopted when she was a baby, and she has a great relationship with her adoptive parents, which is obviously amazing, but she's always wanted to know who her biological parents are.
I'm feeling happy, I'm feeling excited, nervous, so many emotions.
I'm pretty sure TJ thinks that she's going to this big house to have a nice, normal reunion with her biological father, which is why she's pretty shocked when this happens.
Your dad is behind that door right now.
Imagine she just doesn't understand it at all. All of you are my dads? All right, go mom.
TJ, your dad's standing right in front of you now.
Fuck, man, that's gotta be a crazy feeling, dude. I mean, getting stared at by 8 middle-aged men, I imagine that's already pretty stressful, but this adds a whole other layer to it, man. Also, real quick, I gotta say, the guys who are pretending to be her dad, they're fucking blowing it so far. Bro, if I had to convince her that I was her dad for $100,000, I'd be up there like, TJ, it's me. I'm your father. Like, guys, what the fuck? Don't just stand there, dude. I will say, though, some of these guys look really emotional. Like, this is clearly getting to them, and okay, all right, never mind, except for this guy. Holy shit.
Hello, TJ. My name is Rick, and I'm your dad.
Jesus Christ, man. Every time they point the camera to this guy, he's just fucking, hey, I'm your dad. It's me.
And I'm your dad.
Hi, TJ. My name is Carl. I'm from Simi Valley, California, and I'm your dad.
Okay, so right off rip, it's that guy, obviously, right? Show's over. Show's fucking over. It's obviously that guy. Literally on the verge of tears, bro. Who could it be? Now, one of these 4 men is your father. Take a good look at them. Try to spot any similarities or if anyone's showing any emotion or anything like that. It could be any of these guys. So the guys give their introductions and they all end it with, I'm your dad. And TJ's gut instinct is telling her that this guy Scott is her father. But she also has a few other front runners as well.
Then I looked around and then my attention was drawn to Charlie. And then Sam caught my attention because he kept looking down. And it was like he was trying so hard not to show emotion.
Okay, well, he's doing a bad job then.
He was trying so hard not to show emotion.
So next they host a little cocktail party where TJ can sort of mingle and have one-on-one conversations with each dad.
What 2 things would your friends say to describe you?
Honest and willing to help.
Okay.
Again, these guys are fucking blowing it already, dude. If I was one of these guys pretending to be her dad, I would be inconsolable, dude. I'd be on the ground weeping at her feet, begging for forgiveness. Dude, 100K is on the line here, boys. Lock in. Straight up, when she walked over to talk to me, I'd be like, it's me. I'm your dad. I'm 100% your dad. I'm not lying. Do not listen to these other fucking liars, dude. It's me 100%. I'm your dad. I swear on your biological mother's life.
And I'm your dad.
So TJ asks a bunch of questions to these guys, and they give the most boring answers ever.
I like hiking. Tried jogging and bicycle riding, but I like to go slower because you can absorb a lot more.
And now we cut to a talking head from her actual dad.
Get to know TJ with other men around. There was a jealousy.
All right, I guess I can understand that a little bit, but that's so funny for the dad to actually be jealous of the other guys, dude. Like, if someone is able to trick her into thinking that they're her dad, it's not like they actually get to be her dad when the show is over, right? Like, you're her dad. Like, other people are allowed to talk to your daughter, dude. It's fine. I guess that concludes the parent-teacher meeting. Any questions? Yeah, just one. How fucking dare you? What? You're teaching my daughter stuff? Who the fuck do you think you are? Dude, that's my job. You think you're her dad or something? No, I'm her teacher. Oh, I'm sorry. I just really haven't been able to spend that much time with her lately, and I guess I'm just a little jealous. Work's been really busy at the plastic straw factory, and it's like, those turtles aren't gonna kill themselves. Hey man, I get it. It's okay. Look, your daughter told me that she really wants to go roller skating with you. Why don't you guys go do that right now? Roller skating? Wow. Her mom always loved doing that with her. before she passed. I never thought she liked it. But that sounds really boring, and I don't want to do that. Then what the fuck, man? Stop talking to my daughter. That's my job.
Dad, can we go home? I need to go pray so I can go to heaven and see.
Shut up! Alright, so once TJ has gotten the opportunity to talk to all the dads, get talked to by all the dads while she ignores them, the host of the show brings her to a secret room where she can spy on all the dads via surveillance cams. And I do not envy TJ whatsoever, because these have got to be the most boring conversations I've ever heard.
Anybody have a good fishing story to tell?
Does anybody have a good fishing story to tell? I know the answer to that question. No! Nobody on earth has a good fishing story to tell, dude. Here's every fishing story. One time I almost caught a fish, but then it got away. One time I caught a fish and it was big. One time a fish was there, but then it wasn't there. Yeah, I'm making a firm stance right here. Fuck fishing, bro. If I get invited to go fishing, it better be spelled with a PH. Yeah, me and the homies on a boat, sending fake emails to steal sensitive data from the elderly. So TJ is watching all these guys, and she's getting a little overwhelmed by trying to look at all the men individually. But thankfully, the host helps out a little.
Just look at what they've chosen to eat.
Fanola and I see that he's eating all the ice cream that the cherries left.
Yeah, I just noticed that Buddy was having a real tough time with that ice cream there, dude. That sucks that they got that on camera.
Oh, he has a cherry. I can't stand cherries. Then he eats the cherry. I'm like, great. Okay, well, so much for that clue.
Yeah, I don't know if food preferences are genetic. I mean, they obviously play a part, right? But I don't know if you should base your decision on that alone. Especially for a bunch of old guys. Like, I feel like they'll fucking eat anything that you put in front of them, dude. I'm also a little surprised that after giving all of these old men all that champagne, that they're not accidentally spoiling the entire show right now, dude. Just imagine one dude who doesn't know that he's being secretly recorded right now, and he's just like, I got a crazy fishing story for you guys. 30 years ago, I put a kid named TJ up for adoption, still never met her. And then I went fishing. So once TJ is done spying on the dads, she now has to make a difficult decision and eliminate half of the men.
I need you now to select 4.
Leaving only the men that she thinks could be her father.
My whole life has been looking for TJ. It's been a roller coaster emotionally.
Okay, hold on. So none of these guys are her dad then? They keep showing her dad. That's her dad right there. And none of these guys are a pitch black, featureless entity with a scary deep voice. That'd be awesome to have a dad to look like that though, dude. That'd be sick. I'm just really gonna miss him. I know, it's hard. But at least you have all those pictures with him. Yeah, that's true. This is me and him at Disneyland. They almost didn't let him in because he didn't have an ID. Wow. I know, it's like, excuse me, how could you have an ID if you were never technically born? Never born? This is him and I on Bring Your Kid to Work Day. Okay. Where did he work? The void. It's just this realm beyond human comprehension. I still have nightmares about it. Okay, I'm sorry if this sounds insensitive. What was your dad? You know that uneasy feeling you get when you think you're being watched? That was my dad. Always watching, plotting, scheming. He even told me years ago that he could never truly die, and that his energy would simply attach itself to a new and willing host. Okay, I think I should go. So TJ walks out and gets ready to eliminate half of the dads. And I know you're probably thinking, well, what happens if she eliminates her dad? And don't worry, they explain that right now.
So if you pick correctly, then the money stays exactly the same. If you pick incorrectly, then it goes from $100,000 down to $75,000.
So yeah, if her dad is in the group that she chooses to stay, then the money stays at $100,000. But if her real dad is in the group that she eliminates, the prize money goes down to $75,000. Boo-hoo, I know. Also, the way they're all lined up right now is making me realize that this is just The Bachelor for adopted children. This is the Dadchiller, dude. Instead of giving them a rose, you give them a fucking bush light. Okay, here are the guys TJ chooses to stay. TJ picked Charlie because she felt an immediate connection to him. Carl, because he seems like the type of guy her mom would choose, even though she doesn't know who her mom is either. Rick, because he was smiling really big. And Scott, because he was the front runner from the beginning. Now let's see if her dad is one of the 4 guys she picked to stay.
Your father is...
Oh my God.
in that group of men.
Oh, God.
Let's go, dude. All right, so my top pick is Carl, dude, still, because every time they cut to him, he is fucking bawling his eyes out, man. But hey, who knows, right? Maybe it's all an act. Maybe he's crying tears of joy thinking about all the fishing trips he's gonna go on with that $100,000. I'm gonna have so many fishing stories. The next day, they plan a little game/challenge to help TJ narrow down her decision. The host comes in and tells TJ that back in the 70s, her biological father actually won a disco dance contest, so she's bringing all the guys to dance for TJ so she could see which one of these guys could be her father based on their rhythm, I guess.
You'll be sorry you did this.
Jesus Christ. What the fuck's Rick gonna do, man? I'm gonna fucking get you for this. So TJ teaches them a little bit of dance choreography. They're all dancing, laughing, having a good time. And this is really funny because only the biological father knows why they're dancing because he was the dancer. So in his head, he's like, oh, okay, we're doing this because they know that I won a disco contest in the 70s, right? But the fake dads have no idea why the fuck they're dancing for TJ, dude. But I am glad they kept this in the show because this is literally some of the most moving television I've ever seen. It's so beautiful. TJ's biological father is unable to come right out and say, it's me, I'm your father. So he has to harness the raw, artistic power of dance to show TJ the truth. Hips don't lie.
Carl, I thought the dancing was hilarious.
Okay, damn. I'm fucking with Carl's moves heavy, dude. Holy shit. Buddy's getting fucking yoinky sploinky with it, man. Holy crap. It'd be so funny to cut to a close-up of him and he's crying. When everybody's done dancing for TJ, the host brings her into an office to explain the next activity.
So your dad is set up in a super secret location for an instant message.
That's right, guys. TJ gets to have an instant message conversation with her father.
She said I was going to get to talk to my father over the internet.
First time anybody's been stoked about chatting with an old man on the internet.
Okay, tell me what I need to know.
And by pausing the episode, you can see a little bit of their conversation. Are you and my birth mom still together? No. Did she have freckles? No. Honestly, in the grand scheme of dad messages, he's actually providing a lot of information. If this was realistic, the dad would respond to everything that she asks with a thumbs up emoji.
I can't wait to be reunited.
Venmo request pops up. Need money for beers, I'm your dad. Now TJ has to cut the men in half again. Not literally. That'd be pretty crazy, right? A dad can't just be a pair of legs. Because then he'd be a stepdad.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
TJ has to narrow it down to just 2 men. And honestly, I don't know if I'd be able to do it if I was her. Even me right now, I don't think I'll be able to do it. And I've known my dad my whole life.
Charlie, it looks like your eye teeth are not as straight as the rest. My 2 eye teeth came in behind my other eye teeth.
Whoa, hold up. Eye teeth? Do my eyes have teeth? What the hell? I didn't know my eyes had teeth. Well, what's that old saying? You eat with your eyes first? Now I get it. Okay, I just looked it up, and eye teeth is a term for your canine teeth. That's pretty cool. Well, at the very least, this show taught me something new. In this elimination round, TJ eliminates Smiley Rick and keeps Scott as one of her possible fathers. So now there's just Charlie and Carl left. We are Charlie and Carl. Okay.
Carl, when I saw you watch me watching these men dance with tears in your eyes.
Why you gotta air him out like that, dude? I wasn't crying. Guys, she's fucking lying, dude. Those weren't tears. There was saliva from my eye teeth.
Charlie, you have an incredible spirit. I don't know,
Holy shit. I know this is like supposed to be really emotional, but holy fuck, it is so hard to take it seriously when every few seconds they're showing slow-mo footage of middle-aged men grinding on a dance floor, dude. No matter what the circumstances are, that's gonna take you out of it a little bit, no matter what. I can't believe it's been 10 years since Grandpa fell into that gorilla enclosure. Do you remember how he used to dance? Okay, never mind. I'm glad we left him in there with that gorilla. Okay, sorry. Let's see who TJ sends home.
but Charlie, I think he may be my dad.
What? After all the tears cried by Carl, she still eliminated him, dude? Bold move. Let's see if she was right.
Your dad is, in fact, in this group. You are correct.
Oh my god.
What the fuck? Carl isn't the dad, dude? That's crazy, man. He was just crying for the love of the game, man.
My name is Don Gilmore. I live in Simi Valley, and I wish the 2 of you may the most that you wish for be the least that you get.
Yeah, well, if he's not TJ's dad, can he be my dad? What the fuck? This guy rules, man.
God bless you.
So TJ still has a shot at $100,000. She just has to pick correctly between the 2 guys the next day. Before that, they show her a video from her father's friend explaining the circumstances of her birth, and it's a pretty crazy story. So I guess her dad was enlisted in the army, and TJ was born right before he was sent away. And when he held TJ in his arms for the first time, he was actually planning on like running away from the army to raise TJ, but they actually stopped him before he did that. They had to make a tough decision, and they ultimately decided to put TJ up for adoption. Her dad went off to war, and him and TJ's mom ended up breaking up. So pretty devastating situation overall. Like, just absolutely brutal thing for these two young people to go through. And I feel like this scene demonstrates the issue that people had with this television show. This is a brutal, heartbreaking reveal, and TJ is clearly going through a roller coaster of emotions upon learning this information.
Your dad's always been thinking about you and always been trying to find you.
But the whole time when I'm watching this, in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh yeah, this is a fucking game show. This is literally dad or no dad, bro. Like, I think the juxtaposition of them trying to make this emotional and serious, mixed with them also being like, make these boys dance for $100,000. It's just, I don't know if it's the best fit sometimes, you know? It's just a lot of, I hate to say it, but the dichotomy is crazy. It's the final challenge for the dads, okay guys? They get to have a final one-on-one conversation with TJ, and they also get to bring her a gift. But before that, we get a nice teaser before the commercial break.
TJ's father has a surprise that will blow her away.
A bazooka. That'd be a crazy ending to the show. Biological father walks out. Okay, so Steven shows up.
Steven here.
And he starts talking about why he had to give up TJ for adoption.
And she wasn't going to be able to take care of you by herself. She made the decision and I accepted it.
Okay, he's tearing up while he's telling the story. I could definitely see why she thought that he could be her father. I could believe him. But then again, my dad Carl was crying the whole time and he wasn't the fucking dad. He was lying. So who knows? Let's see what Steven gives TJ for her gift.
You mentioned your German short hair retriever and I want you to have it. This is for you.
I'm sorry I had to give you up all those years ago. Here's a stuffed animal. Okay, now it's Charlie's turn to explain to TJ why he had to give her up for adoption.
I was in the United States Marine Corps. I couldn't get leave at that time. It was probably the best decision.
Yeah, Charlie goes into a lot more detail about the situation, and it kind of lines up more with the video they showed TJ. So he could also be the dad. I don't know. It could go either way. So let's see what Charlie brought for a gift.
But this is the picture that I have had in my mind for the last 20 years as I see you in my dreams.
Okay, obviously I edited that. This is actually what Charlie drew for TJ. It kind of looks like Napoleon Dynamite's drawing of Trisha, but it is very sweet that he did that, and I love it. Okay, this man is a sweetheart.
I want to give this to you.
Okay, we're now at the climax of the episode. It's time for TJ to pick who she thinks her father is.
I do not want to choose wrong because I did not want my dad to think this was not important to me.
Oh yeah, true. I didn't even think about that. I guess if she picked the wrong dad, her real dad would be a little offended, right? That should be a punishment, man. Let's raise the stakes a little bit, right? If you pick wrong, they kill your real dad in front of you.
I believe that my father is
Carl.
Charlie.
Let's go. Anybody have a good fishing story to tell?
Dude, she did it. Isn't that insane? I mean, they definitely should not have let TJ watch that video from her dad's friend because that gave the entire backstory. So when Charlie told TJ the exact same backstory, I mean, it was kind of a no-brainer at that point. So they have a nice emotional reunion.
Please forgive me.
No.
They then bid farewell to Scott.
My real name is John Robbins, and I wish the two of you the best.
Which is nice, but also at the same time, I'd be like, fuck you for lying to me, bro.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Let go of my daughter! Still gets jealous. The episode ends with TJ's dad revealing that she actually has 3 half-sisters, and he also brings out her birth mother who he stayed in contact with.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Pretty fucking brutal that it was a nice happy ending to the pilot episode of the show. Everything went off without a hitch. And even after all of that, the network were like, nah, this is fucking cheeks, bro. Cancel. But at least TJ is really grateful for her $100,000.
You get $100,000.
That's so kind. Thank you.
Tone it down, dude. They did technically end up airing the rest of the taped episodes of Who's Your Daddy. They aired them on the Fox reality channel on Father's Day in 2005. And this show also inspired a show called Who's Your Mommy, which aired for a whopping 2 episodes.
Who's your mommy?
I do feel bad that the show didn't work out though, because I do think this has the potential to be a really popular show. I just think they need to switch the rules around a little bit. And here's what I'm thinking. I think the show's fatal flaw was not knowing what it wanted to be. It's stuck between an emotional, dramatic documentary about adopted children and a weird reality TV competition. So I say they gotta pick one. And obviously the one to pick is the reality TV competition. I'm thinking the end result is the same. If the real dad wins, he gets to meet his biological daughter and she also wins $100,000.
That's so kind.
But if a fake dad wins, he gets the $100,000. But I don't think TJ should have a say in the eliminations at all. I think it should be up to the real dad to prove himself that he wants it more than the other dads. Yeah, this show needs to be a straight up dad off. 3 challenges. Challenge number 1. Drinking competition, okay? You give each dad a case of 24 beers. The first 4 dads to drink their case of 24 beers, they move on to the next round. Challenge number 2. Each dad has to successfully build a dresser from IKEA and then mount a TV on the wall. And the first 2 dads to complete these tasks move on to the final. Challenge number 3. And this is when the 2 dads play a straight up, no bullshit game of Russian roulette. Full on televised, real game, full stakes Russian roulette. Because if your biological dad really loves you, he should be willing to take a bullet to finally meet you. So yeah, that's Who's Your Daddy? A really fun premise that just, didn't really work out. I'm happy for TJ, and she went on to have a very successful career in acting. She was in a couple Darman videos that I watched, and she did a good job.
We're not just telling stories.
I'm your dad.
All right, that's it. Thanks for watching this little video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please press the like button, because believe it or not, 1 like equals your dad. Leave a comment, let me know what you think of the show. Let me know if you have any suggestions on how this show could have improved, or if you have any other shows from this era that you want me to talk about. Leave them in the comment section, because I fucking love making these videos. They're so much fun. And don't forget to subscribe, because as soon as you subscribe, you become a valued citizen of Kurtistown. If you don't know, Kurtistown is the best place to live in the world, and you have to be nice to me. It's the law. All right, that's it. Happy New Year, and yeah, I guess I'll catch you on the next one. I would stick around, but unfortunately I have to go. I'm gonna go get Yoinky Sploinky with Carl. Peace. Folks.
It's a pretty lofty goal. You know what they say? Shoot for the stars, and if you fall, you fall right through the clouds, and you fall to your death, and you die, and it hurts. And I've been thinking about what I would do if I successfully went back in time. Like, where specifically do I go? Because if I'm being honest, I actually love everything about my life right now. This is all actually best case scenario. So I necessarily wouldn't want to change anything in my personal life. But then I got to thinking, if I'm gonna be the first guy to travel back in time on YouTube successfully, I feel like I have a duty. I gotta poop. No, I feel like I have a duty to my fellow human beings to go back in time and prevent something terrible from happening. Not even a duty, it's a responsibility. So I think I need to travel back to me off for the 2016 Shorty Awards, okay? Yeah. And I walked into that building, stood on that fucking teal carpet in that fuck-ass outfit, and the worst photo of all time was taken. And I've been made fun of ever since, okay? So that's what I'm gonna do. But before that, I need to figure out how to do it. So, how do we do it? So the first thing I Googled was buy time machine, and that led me to Etsy. And then if you actually search time travel on Etsy, the first things that pop up are actually dozens of time travel spells that you can purchase, and then I think maybe cast yourself, or the person you buy them from casts them for you. So for the low price of $170.70, which is also 70% off. So the original price was $568. Okay. The title of this one is Strongest Time Travel Spell, Super Powerful Time Travel Spell, Time Travel Spell, Travel Spell. Okay, so just a travel spell? So a plane. It's a plane ticket. You get a plane ticket. Be fucked up if someone ordered a time travel spell and they're like, okay, abracadabra, thinking that they're going to show up in 1950, but they get transported to modern day Boise, Idaho. Okay, time travel spell there, a weird, I think AI artwork there, which is great. Uncover the secrets of time with this meticulously crafted spell, infused with ancient wisdom passed down through the ages. This spell offers seamless traversal through time, ensuring a safe and exhilarating journey. Delve into the ew. You want me to travel to the annals of history, bro? Fine. Also, the reviews on this page don't really make sense either. I've seen a difference. I saw a little movement. On the clock? Yeah, I bet. Let's just... I don't know what that means. Maybe that's this text-to-speech while they were performing the spell. So I was looking through these for an entire evening, and they were fucking cracking me up. But the more I looked into them, the more sad I got. Because when you think about it, who's the type of person to purchase a time travel spell? Most likely it's someone who wants to go back in time and change something awful in their past so they have a better life in present day. So all the real actual reviews for these time travel spells are left by people who are genuinely sad and depressed and just desperate for change in their lives, and they're convinced that this time travel spell is going to be the one thing that finally fixes all their problems. I'm looking forward to the results of the magic. I hope to avoid several mistakes again. 5 stars. May the powerful magic manifest and make my wish come true. Thank you.
5 stars. Good service, and I am waiting for the results. 5 stars. And no exaggeration, every single review for every single one of these time travel spells is 5 stars. But at the same time, every review is like, waiting for my results. We'll see if anything pans out. Like, guys, don't rate it 5 stars if nothing fucking happened yet, you know? I am convinced the sellers are for sure like, oh, by the way, like, if you don't rate this 5 stars, then the spell won't work. Sorry. But the time travel spell review that really stopped me in my tracks was this one. Hello. Purchase 2 times to get the enhanced effect. I maintain total faith that the results will come true. I trust in your enormous abilities, Jessica. Help me get back to that date to avoid the problem I told you about. And beyond the best review, I will thank you for life, I promise. 5 stars. No! First off, help me get back to that date to avoid the problem I told you about? So sad. Absolutely heartbreaking. But also, purchase 2 times to get the enhanced effect? That sounded weird as fuck, okay? So I checked out the description, and what do you know? Buy 1 time, single cast. Traveling 100 years in the past or future will become easy. Buy 2 times, double cast. This one will show you results sooner, and you can time travel easily. Okay, so one is easy and one is easily. Big difference. Buy 3 times, triple cast. Watch 5,000 years in the past or future with this spell. Buy 4 times. This is my strongest spell, and it helps you see any event of the past or future. That is evil, okay? I'll say it, evil. Evil behavior. Look, man, it's one thing to, like, prey on people's vulnerabilities and sell them a time travel spell so they can fix the mistakes of their past. But the gall, the absolute gall to be like, listen, if you want it to really work, you gotta buy it 4 times. Maybe that's what happened at the fucking Salem witch trials, dude. Everybody was fine with all the witchcraft and spells. They were just pissed off for being charged 4 times for it, you know? And it's like, dude, if you want to practice witchcraft and spells and shit, go for it, dude. Like, I have no beef with witches whatsoever. But I can only assume that, like, shit like this on Etsy of, like, selling these spells to people, that's gotta piss off, like, actual witches, right? This is warlock behavior, right? Like, you're just, like, scamming people for money and shit. I don't think that's what being a witch is about, right? Just securing the bag. Or maybe it is, I don't know. Every time you see a witch traveling, they're flying private. It's messed up, man. You never see a witch on an economy broomstick, man. Rich witch bitch. Alright, these time travel spells are really intriguing, but I didn't want to purchase any because I didn't want to really, like, give these people my money. I am a man of facts, science, and evidence. So if I'm going to try and travel back in time, I feel like I need to do so the old-fashioned way. The way Home and Garden Wells intended. A time machine. Welcome to a different part of my office. Gonna be honest, finding an actual time machine is actually a lot more difficult than I imagined. Based on the Napoleon Dynamite clip, I thought it was just, they ordered it online, bada bing, bada boom, it's so easy, right? It was not. When I looked for a time machine, it was mostly just replicas of the time machine from the movie adaptations of The Time Machine based on the novel The Time Machine by Home and Garden Wells. Weirdly, there are a lot of these replicas online. I mean, just by sheer volume, one of them has to be working, right? A broken clock is right 2 times a day. So guys, I really had to try extra hard to find one that suited my idea of a time machine. And who knows if I found one, but I'd like to go through some honorable mentions because in my search, I came across some gold. Literally. One of the time machines I found is literally just a gold cube. That's it, dude. Just a gold cube, like Minecraft. I couldn't get my hands on one of these, unfortunately. I couldn't really find one for sale anymore, but they used to go for around $200 on Amazon and eBay. And the item description says, this time machine is made of a special material. Secret. It has to be custom made and blessed. It's a little wild to not even say what the material is though, right? That's it's a little crazy. At least give us a hint, you know? You can't just be like, I'll never tell. Like imagine buying like a bag of chips and you look at the ingredients and it's just like, it's actually none of your beeswax. But I found this video of this father and son who purchased one, and when they got it, dude, they didn't even get a gold one, which sucks, but they ripped the paper off of it and it's just like a plastic box. And according to Atlas Obscura, this golden box is a Wiccan / pagan device, so it's a little alarming that these people are just freaking ripping it apart and shit, playing with its corpse and stuff. I would not do that, dude. You and your family will be cursed for always and eternity.
I don't know what kind of material, gold, blue.
Just fully got radiation poisoning there, 100%. Also, this channel hasn't uploaded in like 3 years, so as far as I know, I'm correct.
I don't know what kind of material, gold.
Sadly, in this video, it shows that the time machine doesn't work, but the listing did say that belief in the time machine is of paramount importance. So much so that it claimed that you shouldn't even bid
on the time machine if you don't fully believe that it will work, which is kind of a genius business tactic, if you ask me. If someone complains and says it doesn't work, you just be like, sorry, you didn't believe hard enough. That's on you. In other news, guys, if you buy tickets to my upcoming tour dates, you will gain the ability to fly. And if you don't, you just didn't believe hard enough. I also found this astral projection time travel machine helmet psychotronic technology, which is quite literally a hard hat with a wire poking out of it. I'm not really sure about the mechanics of this one, but I mean, the timestamp on this picture says 2014, and looking at it in 2025.
Holy shit!
Holy shit.
It works.
There was a lot of them, guys. There were some schematics for me to build some at home. There was one that was, you know, a little gimmicky for children. And after hours and hours of scrolling for time machines on eBay, just pages and pages, I got through so many goddamn pages. A time machine finally popped up that caught my eye. The Flux Capacitor. Temporal Flux Generator, original design by John Bajak. Rare. This is what I'm picturing in my head when I think about a time machine you can buy online. It's got dials for past, future, a switch for flux capacitor. I hardly know her. And then it looks like some sort of button for charge, whatever that is. Dude, incredible. I didn't know who this John Bajak guy was in the eBay listing, so I researched the name, and it says online that he was a philosopher of computing who published a book titled Cyber Wisdom. He also apparently created and shared schematics of a time machine that you can build. He publicly shared those with people, and I guess people have been building those ever since, and then subsequently selling them on eBay. I also found out that this John Bajak person sadly passed away, but you know, it's comforting to know that his life's work is still seemingly living on in the time travel community. So let's read the eBay listing for this time machine. $380 US dollars. Damn, okay. In 1990, John Bajak copyrighted, not patent, secret, his invention of a flux capacitance time travel circuit, and he even provided the schematics for it to KeelyNet. And it works, he says. It's amazing it never made the front page of the newspaper. Yeah, shocking. Excerpt. Point transducer output toward the person or thing you want changed. That thing, such as a clock or piece of shelving, will begin oscillating between past and future. I noticed time stretch thinner and thinner until I noticed time seemed to stop while it was turned on. It's turned on? Okay. Freaky ass time machine. Jack was on to relate how his TV exploded, reassembled itself, talked to him, and threatened him. Apparently, this time travel business can be dangerous. By his own admission, Bajak was taken to a psychiatric hospital after the time travel experience. Damn. And now you get the opportunity to experiment by yourself. Nice. Guys, I knew the second I saw this picture that this was a time machine for me. So, I ordered it. Today it is June 15th. I ordered this time machine 3 weeks ago, and I have yet to receive it. If only I had the time machine now, then I could fast forward through time to when I get the time machine, you know? Nothing else I can really do except wait, so I guess I'll just hang out until it shows up.
During the 3 weeks of waiting for my time machine to arrive, I unfortunately fell deeper into this time travel rabbit hole, or wormhole, I guess you could say. I fell deeper into this worm's asshole. I did a lot of reading on the r/time travel subreddit, and I found a lot of stuff. There was a lot of crazy, like, anecdotes from people, personal theories, but I want to show you this AMA from a so-called time traveler from the year 2372. Some highlights include them saying that there's going to be an artificial superintelligence named Gira, and Gira oversees and controls every single thing we do. They also say that everybody has guaranteed housing, which is pretty cool. But then they also said, since almost everyone is physically attractive now, cheating is far less common. Nice. No more ugly people. Man, thank God. It was really funny because, like, right after that, someone asked them, like, what life is like in the year 2372. And in response, they say, I'll be honest, I come from paradise. So much so that I've considered ending my life because I can't stand it here. Yeah, take a number, pal. It is also pretty crazy to say that you want to end your life right after you say that everyone in your time is, like, way more attractive, you know? You think he wants to end his own life because there's so many ugly people here? That's got to be the funniest reason to want to take your own life, dude. Everyone's so fucking ugly, man. His suicide note just says, yuck, you're all chopped. See ya. This time traveler also claimed that Donald Trump is going to be impeached in 2026, so let's go. And if that happens, guys, come back to this video, leave a comment. Please let me know. Please inform me. Because if that happens, I actually might believe the rest of the stuff he said. I spent a lot of time reading posts on the r/time travel Reddit, and it's actually baffling how big the time travel community is. And the coolest thing about it was like everybody seemed like it was like weirdly supportive and collaborative. There's definitely a healthy amount of skepticism in the community, which is definitely important. But still, for the most part, I feel like everybody in that community is just very curious and fascinated by the concept, and they want to see it achieved one day. Like every video I see on YouTube of someone testing out their fucking time machine, all the comments are just like people giving their like tips and tricks and like, here's how it worked for me and stuff. And it's like, it's truly crazy that there's this many people passionate about time travel. A thing that's never actually been like 100% proven. I guess it's no different than people believing in God and shit and like going to like Bible study, because that's never been proven, but people lose their mind about that shit, right? At least with time travel, you get to play with little doohickeys. Maybe I'd start going to church if they had a couple thingamabobs, all right? Where the doodads at. And the eBay listing for the time machine that I purchased mentioned a man named Stephen Gibbs. So I looked him up, and he had a pretty huge impact on the time travel community. He published a book titled Plans for Time Travel Machines That Really Work, Revised and Updated Edition, How to Move Through Time and Space. Really just rolls off the tongue. So I bought this book, and it is something. It's a heavy read, for sure. The beginning mentions a run-in that Stephen Gibbs had with the quote-unquote time police when he went back to 1969, that is. If time travel does exist, that's gotta be a year where lots of people go to. 69?
Which is funny.
So, Stephen
here,
in his book, says that anybody can time travel once they understand the simple equation R1, R2 equals T. Oh, sick. Joking. That is not a GTA cheat code. R1 stands for first point of resonance, and R2 stands for second point of resonance, and T as in Troy.
T as in Troy?
Yeah.
And just so you know, because I had to look this up as well, a point of resonance is the natural frequency at which an object or system vibrates with maximum amplitude when subjected to an external force or vibration. Stephen then talks about the use of quartz crystals, so I guess that Napoleon Dynamite scene was pretty accurate. Note, when working with quartz crystals, it is a good idea to ask the Lord to bless them. To do this, walk into your closet and close the door, then ask Jesus Christ to bless them while you pray over each of the crystals. Then, with some salt water, sprinkle your crystals 3 times, blessing them in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. If you do this for all your crystals, then nothing evil can affect them. Nice. He never says to come out of the closet, though. Which I guess is good, because God hates when people do that. And this isn't the only reference to God/Jesus when you look into the history of time machines. Spirituality and religion is like way more prevalent in the time travel community than I thought it was going to be. Like when I think of time machines, I'm straight up thinking of just like a mad scientist type guy, right? With like a crazy looking machine and it's just all science, right? I'm not picturing the fucking Pope, you know? And I don't know too much about Christianity, but I assume the act of time travel would be like blasphemous, right? God created time, right? And has like a specific plan for everybody. So going back and changing the past, you're pretty much like playing God. And that's fucked up, man. The only person that should be playing God? Morgan Freeman. Or maybe it was God's plan. Drake. Maybe it was God's plan for that person to go back. I don't know. Who knows? My favorite part of this book, though, is when he goes off the rails a little bit and starts talking about the other technology that he's developing. In his book, he claims that by using one of the barium oxide bar magnets that you can buy directly from his catalog, if you place, now stay with me here, if you place a pack of cigarettes on top of that magnet, the cigarettes will then become safe to consume. Huh? You know, I really would like to try that out, but I feel like that would take a really long time to see the results. I don't know. Guys, comment below if I should develop a lifelong cigarette addiction to test that out. I'm not going to go through the whole book because that would take fucking hours, but I recommend you guys give it a read because there are some wild tidbits of information in there. Tidbits. I said timbits. Sorry. You can take the Canadian out of Canada, but So just to give you guys a little update, my time machine is currently being held in customs right now, so I should hopefully have it soon. But I figured it'd be a good idea to prepare myself mentally for what I can expect if I do successfully travel back in time. And like I said, there's tons of people out there who claim that they have personally traveled through time, and if I'm going to do it, I need to find out what it's like from them firsthand. Which brings us to our next topic, Project Pegasus. In my search for a real time traveler, I stumbled upon a man named Andrew Basiago, a man who has made several public claims that he was actually used by the CIA in a series of secret time travel missions and Mars expeditions called Project Pegasus. And this all took place when he was a child in the 80s. I watched like a 2-hour presentation he did on YouTube, and the amount of detail he gave was actually fucking mind-boggling. So either this actually happened or he has the most like vivid, active imagination of all time. And he's pretty much spent his entire life like raising awareness and trying to get the government to reveal their time travel secrets. He was so passionate about this mission, in fact, that he was actually running for president back in 2016. And I was able to see what his website looked like in 2016 by using the Wayback Machine. And it's the fucking greatest thing ever, so let's have a look. Let's get into the mind of a real time traveler. Andrew D. Basiago, one man in the name of truth. Andrew D. Basiago was a prominent figure in the truth movement. For more than 10 years, he has shared with the American people the true facts of our great nation's accomplishments in time travel and Mars visitation. He has done so as one who served bravely in the 2 secret U.S. defense projects in which time travel on Earth and voyages to Mars were first undertaken. As a result of his courageous advocacy as a crusading lawyer, oh, he's a lawyer too! Oh, sick. Oh, hell no. Look at my lawyer, dog. I'm going to Mars. Andy is credited with ending the time travel and Mars cover-ups by the U.S. government on behalf of the American people. Oh, shit. He did it. All right, let's go. And on this site, he had 100 proposals that I guess he would enact if he became president. A lot of them are about time travel and the government revealing their secrets, but his 16th proposal is protecting the Sasquatch species. Sasquatch exist. I know. I'm the first U.S. presidential candidate since Theodore Roosevelt to declare publicly that I have encountered Sasquatch. This gives off the same energy as that clip of Soulja Boy.
The first rapper with the iPhone.
Oh, what the fuck? Theodore Roosevelt's encounter occurred when a Sasquatch was scared into his campsite one night when he was on his Great North American Ape Expedition. I encountered an adult male Sasquatch and his young son when I was camping at Lake Sacandaga these nuts, in the Adirondacks in 1966. The Sasquatch have matrilineal DNA that is human and patrilineal DNA from an unknown primate. The president should protect the Sasquatch by putting them on the endangered species list. Finally, a president who has their priorities in order. I know the current president doesn't give a fuck about Sasquatch, dude. If the American government in 2025 encountered Sasquatch, it'd be like that scene in Strange Wilderness. Huh? Oh, fuck! And I know you're thinking, like, this is such a weird thing to include in your proposals for presidency, right? But I mean, this guy compared to the guy who actually won the election in 2016? I don't know. I feel like I trust this guy way more. Let's see another one. Developing an ET contact policy. According to a space physics textbook used at the U.S. Air Force Academy in the 1970s, 57 extraterrestrial species are visiting our planet. 4 ET species, the small greys, the tall greys, the reptilians, and the Nordics, are known to be visiting our planet frequently. We need to not only achieve transparency about the ET situation, but also to develop an ET contact policy that is subtle, nuanced, and recognize that the ET species that can reach us across interstellar space might include those that are benevolent, neutral, and hostile to our interests as Earthlings. Let's fucking go. I am all for this. Trump talking about illegal aliens? Boring, racist, dehumanizing, xenophobic. This motherfucker talking about illegal aliens? Cool as fuck. Wicked. Badass. Need I go on? And if you think this guy is a little out there, would it change your mind to know that he was friends with Barack Obama? Yeah. Well, according to Andrew Basiago, when he was a child, he traveled to Mars during a Project Pegasus mission with none other than a young Barack Obama, who he says used to be named Barry.
When did you first meet Barack Obama?
I met Barry Soetoro, and forgive me if during this broadcast I refer to the president as Barry, because that's how I knew him, when I first met him when I was 18 years old.
And this Wired article about his claim says, between 1981 and 1983, Obama is supposed to have visited Mars twice by way of a teleportation chamber called a jump room. Basiago, a fellow chrononaut, told the website Exopolitics that he saw Obama walk back to the jump room from across the Martian terrain. To acknowledge his comrade, Obama is said to have told Basiago, we're here. Apparently, with some sense of fatalism. Oh, you think this guy's lying? You don't think Obama actually went to Mars?
I believe we can send humans to orbit Mars and return them safely to Earth. And a landing on Mars will follow, and I expect to be around to see it.
We've been there before.
And think about it, man. Barack. Rock. What's on Mars? Rocks. And is it Obama or Obama? Obviously, Barack's at Mars always. Wake up. I tried reaching out to this Andrew dude several times so I could interview him for this video, but he never got back to me. I don't know if he has access to his Gmail on Mars, but I found someone even cooler, dude. I found an author named Eric Bowen on the time travel subreddit who claimed to have come face to face with 2 time travelers in his life. So I talked to him for a little bit recently and we had a great conversation about all this stuff. He's never personally time traveled, but he told me about 2 separate times in his life where he's experienced these instances best described as time echoes. This is what he sent to me before we actually spoke.
My own first memorable encounter with the time traveler, and I believe in divine personage, came while I was working at Astro World Amusement Park in Houston in the summer of 1980. There was this girl, a regular visitor, who would come and sit next to me aboard the train where I worked, listen to me talk with a gentle smile, and occasionally chat. She seemed, I would guess, about 12 years old. 19 years later, I ran into that same girl at the same park, still apparently about 12 years old. I hadn't aged a day. We didn't speak, but she waved at me and then ran right past me. That wasn't the only time echo. That same summer of 1980, I was carrying an expensive school camera in downtown for a photo shoot and wandered into a rough part of downtown. I was accosted by 2 thugs who wanted the camera. I was rescued by a pleasant, somewhat stocky man in an LTD who picked me up and gave me a ride back to my car, along with some fatherly advice. Again, I didn't think too much of it at the time. 19 years later, I saw him again. Same guy at the restaurant I had a short-term job at as a waiter. Again, I hadn't aged a day.
2 separate encounters with 2 different people. And 19 years later, those same people show up in his life without aging a day. Pretty weird, right? And you can be skeptical all you want, you know, but I believe it. Because what do I know? What do I know? Nothing. I don't know anything. I don't know a damn thing about time travel, okay? So I asked him a question about my upcoming trip to the past.
If I do use this time machine, do you have any advice for me?
If you develop a time travel machine, or if you get the opportunity to be taken on a time travel journey, my first advice would be don't try to make too big of a change at once. I'm not saying don't make any change, but don't make a big change. Because like I say, there are some big players in this game, and you don't want to spook them prematurely.
Okay, that's good news. The only thing I'm changing is the outfit that I wore to an internet award show in 2016. So I think I'll be A-okay. I had a great time talking to Eric, and he was a really sweet guy. So I'm going to put a link in the description where you can buy his novel, Guardian Angel. So yeah, if you want to go support an independent author, go check out his book, man. Show some love. You know what? After all this, I feel like I am mentally, physically, and spiritually ready for my journey through time. The only thing missing is my actual time machine. But the shipping estimate says it should be here tomorrow, so fingers crossed. Let me tell you, man, I had quite the morning trying to get my hands on my fucking time machine that I ordered, dude. So here's what happened. I had the time machine sent to a P.O. box, and it was sent by the National Postal Service of Mexico, which online it says that they don't ship to P.O. boxes, and I didn't look that up until after I ordered it, which was my fault. So I was already really worried about it not ever showing up, and then I got an email saying that the delivery failed. So I was like, fucking sick, Craig. I guess I'm never getting this time machine. I have to reorder it or something and have it delivered to like a home address or something. But I figured I'd check my P.O. box anyway. So I drive over to my friggin' P.O. box, and what do you know? It wasn't there. It was not delivered, which was annoying because on my way there, it said delivery attempted. So I was like, what? Well, which is it? Was it attempted or was it failed? So whatever. I leave my P.O. box defeated. I'm driving home, and then I get a phone call from a random number. So I answer it, and it's the dude who was working at the post office. And he's like, dude, the second you left, a package from Mexico showed up with your name on it. Right on time. Machine. So I fucking turned my ass around, drove back to the P.O. box, and guys, I got it. Hey guys, it's time machine time. I fucking Got it! I got it! So yeah, it was quite the mix-up to get this, but let's rip this open, man. I don't have a box cutter or anything. I can use keys. By the end of today, that Shorty Awards picture is not gonna exist on the internet. Trust me, it'll be gone. I will say, this is very light. Like, it's like not even a brick weight. A brick weight. The secret to the universe in my hand. Whoa. There it is. Also, it's pretty interesting on the box. They labeled it Educational Electronics Kit, so they could get it through customs, I guess. Yeah, they sent me some files on eBay that I should pull up. The seller like sent me some instructions, but they didn't really make any sense. It also said on the eBay listing that I had to purchase my own like AC adapter or DC adapter. I hope this fits. It doesn't. A lot of these are just like scans of weird books. Some about a fucking crystal and shit. I feel like I was sent the wrong one because this is, what the fuck is this? Astral travel connection. Time travel unit into a copper plate that's next to your navel, and then the other cord into an alligator clip into a water pipe. The fuck? Or another one, alligator clip into a metal rod buried a foot at last over grid point. Like, bro, I don't even know what that fucking means. I think I was sent the instructions for another product he has called the space-time modulator. So I'm gonna have to just go through the flux capacitor thing with the way that it's said on eBay, which was like you point it at stuff and then it'll change. I also think at least the one in like Napoleon Dynamite had like years that you like dialed it to. This is just like past, future. Like what if you turn the dials all the way to normal? Perfectly, like wouldn't that just like make it to present? And this is a button, okay. I should have brought like a fucking fire extinguisher. Well, I'm in my podcast studio, so I've got like sprinklers. So, I guess. So that just happened. I will say it is a little weird. I've been in this podcast studio for like 3 years now, and nothing has fallen off the wall. But the second I flipped this switch, I thought this was a time machine, not a friggin' poster fall down machine. What the hell? All right, well, that was fucking weird. What do you guys think is the setting for 2016? So how about future all the way down? Past, this is probably right now. So this would be the beginning of time, and that would be, I don't know, probably like around there, 2016 around there. Okay. Dude, imagine if this worked. That'd be so fucking crazy. The secret, the biggest like scientific mystery solved on my YouTube channel. And like I said, in the eBay thing, when it said like he pointed at a TV and it fucking started talking to him, I got a TV in the back too. So we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna plug this in and see what happens. All right, we got the cord here, and I guess I plug it into somewhere here. Is that even in? Is it in? All right. Is this working? This is the cord he told me to get. What the hell? Hold on, what is 9 volt plus T? Bruh, is this supposed to go into like a battery? Oh, you attach it to a battery. It told me to get this other thing. All right. Fucking be right back, I guess. I'm back with the goods. It's pretty impressive that something as powerful as time travel, all you need is a fucking little battery. They get from the dollar store, dude. It was like $2. Pretty good deal. Also, I was thinking, this actually gives me a good opportunity because I was caught up in the moment, yet I wasn't really thinking. I didn't really bless this, so I want to make sure nothing evil happens, like in the book said. So, sup? Sup, dude? It's good. It's me, Kurt. I know I've openly talked bear shit on you for probably like, I don't know, 25 years. So I'm sorry for all that. But you know, you gotta forgive me for that. You have to. I just want you to bless this. And the Father, Son, Holy Spirit, I want to make sure everything is safe and no harm is done unto me. And you keep it that way, and things won't get ugly. Okay? If anything bad happens, all right, we'll take this outside. Amen. Battery engaged. Charge. The light turned on. It beeped. "2016 Shorty Awards. Teal carpet." Imagine the fucking poster goes back up. What if I say it while holding down? No, I never wore that outfit. Bruh. What if it's like Wizards of Waverly Place? I have to say something that rhymes. On Valentine's Day, you'll find some Cupid shit. Take me back to 2016 and make it so I never wore that stupid fit. Okay, actually, I don't feel anything different, but I don't know. Let's check. I'm gonna Google Shorty Awards Kurtis Conner. Guys, this is a moment of truth.
It's a piece of crap, it doesn't work.
What if I just hold it down for fucking ever, okay? Fucking DJing here, dude. Fuck. Okay, well, there's that thing with the TV, right? He said in the eBay thing, he pointed at the TV and it like started talking. What if I crank it up to future? It's set all the way to future. Well, the thing didn't work. I'm still wearing this outfit. Unless Hey guys, I know this is a shocker, but the battery-powered time machine I bought from Mexico didn't work. Big ay caramba moment. Maybe I should have purchased it 4 times for the enhanced effect. And I know this video is long as hell, and I apologize for that, but when I got the idea for this video, I didn't want to just order the time machine off the internet, try it out, and just take the piss out of it for no reason. Because I think the actual concept of time travel is such an incredibly human idea. And I knew if I actually looked into it further, I would learn a lot about other people, and possibly even myself. Life is like an endless onslaught of mistakes, fuck-ups, and missed opportunities. And I know for a fact that each and every one of you has their own 2016 Shorty Awards in their life, okay? So I totally understand why people devote their entire lives trying to figure out how to travel through time so they can fix a mistake they made, or maybe they want to go back and see a person they lost just one more time. That makes perfect sense, dude. The fact that we're all not doing that all the time is actually fucking crazy. We're all the weird ones, okay? I'm not crazy. You're crazy. And if you're wondering, like, what's actually inside the time machine, don't worry. So was I. For all I know, inside of here is just a thing that makes a beep noise. Well, I mean, technically that is all it did, so I guess that's a little true. But I was very curious as to what was actually inside of this thing. So I started to remove the 4 screws that held everything together, and I got 1 screw out. Ow! But then I noticed the other 3 screws were, like, stripped, so I had a really hard time actually getting them out of here. So I left my podcast studio and I had this idea to do this like Office Space parody, you know, that scene with the copier or the printer or whatever the fuck, and they like beat the shit out of it. I was gonna do that with this. But when I brought it home and started to like crack it open in my backyard with a hammer, I realized something. If I do that, I am no better than that father and son who got radiation poisoning from the magic golden cube. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I'm supposed to see what's inside of here. I really don't. I'm gonna hold on to the belief that this is actually a working time machine, because if I crack this thing open and it really is just a machine that goes beep when you press a button, then that would mean I actually did not create an alternate timeline where I did not wear that hideous outfit to the Shorty Awards in 2016. So as long as this is closed, I'm not in those clothes. As long as this is closed, I'm not in those clothes. Say it with me now. As long as this is closed, I'm not in those clothes. And now that I say that out loud, I think I finally understand God. Okay, straight up, I understand religion now, okay? You know, the thing you believe in, it may not make sense. All logic and reasoning may be telling you otherwise. But sometimes, man, you just gotta have faith. Obama went to Mars. Magnets make cigarettes healthy. It's all real, bro. And earlier in the video, I didn't understand the correlation between religion and time machines, machinery, right? But now I get it. God created angels to be his messengers, and then he created man in his own image, right? Also, sorry, quick sidebar. You can't be like super religious and have a problem with pronouns at the same time, okay? Because super religious people have no problem capitalizing the H whenever they refer to God as he, him, his, you know? So if they can do that, I think they can handle a simple they, them, okay? Sorry, back to what I was saying. God supposedly created angels to worship him and send out his messages. Bro, all computers do all day is worship us and help us send out our messages. Not to be insufferable and reference a Tumblr post I saw, but every time a computer is courteous or kind to you is because it was programmed to be that way. I hope you think about how angels too were made to serve and worship their creator, and I hope you want more for them too. And when God was done with the angels, he then created man in his image. Just like how we are making AI communicate with like human-like qualities and tendencies, right? And now I'm not saying we're all God, necessarily. I'm just saying that Morgan Freeman is God. I want the final message of this video to be a positive one, so I'm gonna send it back to Eric from earlier in this video, because he said something really nice during our conversation that honestly took me by surprise from like an avid time travel fan.
If you could go back to one moment in time, where would you go?
That's a tough one because, I mean, obviously, I'd like to go back and take the Union Pacific tours in 1956 or 1957 or so, when you take a train all around the western United States. I'd like to take a voyage on the Queen Mary and the SS United States. And there's so many things I'd like to do. Mm-hmm. But if I had to pick one, right now, I would just say I am looking forward from here. I'm not really looking to the past. I want to see how this plays out. Well, I want to see what happens next.
Let him cook, dude. Guys, we're all traveling through time every second we're alive. How cool is that? Don't look back and be sad about the bad outfits you publicly and proudly wore. Look forward to the fact that you learned a lesson and you'll never wear those bad outfits again. Life is a time machine, bro, and it's free. The fuck? I spent like $300 American on this thing. You know how much that is in Canadian? Like $1 billion. So I guess the final message of
Hey Toronto, I just released more tickets for my special taping on December 14th at the Danforth Music Hall. So click the link in the description to get your tickets right now. And I've also got more Canadian dates coming up in the next few months, so get those tickets as well. See you guys soon and enjoy the video. Folks, I'll say it, being a man is hard these days. It has never been more difficult to navigate the male experience than right now. Whenever I'm sitting down on the bus or the subway, women are always getting in the way of my legs. It's like, hello, I'm trying to spread out here, you asshole. It's relentless, you know, day after day with these relentless attacks from women. Oh, I left the toilet seat up? Yeah. That's cause there's my pee on there. And I didn't feel like cleaning it up. I am joking, obviously, but I do genuinely think it is the weirdest time to be a man on the internet right now. Not the most difficult by any means. It's kind of been smooth sailing forever for us dudes, but it is a weird time to say the least. There's a lot of weird men online grifting off of young, lonely, vulnerable men by promoting this a weird, like skewed, dated, and harmful version of masculinity. And I've noticed now, like, a lot of young men feel emboldened to engage in misogynistic behavior because of who they regularly watch online, or who knows, maybe it's because of the man who is currently the president of the United States.
Grab him by the pussy.
Who knows? And there's a certain trend going on right now involving a specific type of man that I really want to talk about today. Not only because I think it's very interesting, but also because I've kind of somehow become one of the fucking poster boys for this genre of man. And I'm of course talking about performative males. Now I know you're all probably thinking, what is a performative male? Is that those birthday cards that sing when you open them up? Yes, technically that is performative male, but I am talking about performative men. If you look up performative males on TikTok, you'll be bombarded with videos of dudes holding tote bags, drinking matcha lattes, listening to Claro, and clipping Labubus to their belt loops. Now, unfortunately for me, I actually do all those things sometimes, except for clipping a Labubu on my belt loop. I do that all the time. I am kidding, by the way. I do want to go on record and say that I think Labubus are dumb and weird. If you want an ugly little freak attached to your hip all day, just have a baby. Other than that though, I don't see an issue with all the other stuff. Tote bags fit all my crap, matcha lattes taste really good, and Claro makes good music. But the reason this type of man is labeled performative is people assume they aren't actually being genuine. People think it's all an act, a performance, if you will. The common opinion about this genre of guy is that they're only dressing this way and behaving like this so they can attract progressive women, so they can then slide their willies in their hoo-ha. And you've seen these guys. These are the dudes reading feminist literature outside of cafes. They're writing poetry, keeping spare tampons and pads in his tote bags because he's an ally.
Oh my God.
Is he an ally or ally? But obviously people are a little skeptical when it comes to the sincerity of these men. But real quick, you are lying if you say you've never pretended to be interested in a certain topic to attract a specific person. Dude, I remember there was a girl I had a crush on in middle school, and she was like a huge fan of the Montreal Canadiens. So obviously I changed my MSN profile picture to the logo of the Montreal Canadiens. And every week little 12-year-old Kurt would just be like, how about that game last night? And I never watched a single game, dude. I couldn't, okay? I was too busy playing Adventure Quest and watching Chris Angel Mind Freak. But if she knew all of that, she wouldn't have talked to me. I mean, she didn't really talk to me that much about the hockey team either, but still, obviously it's a little different pretending to like a hockey team and then pretending to think like women are people, but hockey, feminism, I think everybody has been performative to an extent. I'm a different person with my grandparents than I am with my best friends. It's a part of life. We put on slightly different performances based on who we're with. Look at Travis Kelce with his ex, and now look at Travis Kelce with his current partner. Wow. But this trend of performative feminist men has absolutely exploded these past few months, and I, unfortunately, have been lumped into this group, mostly because I look a lot like these dudes. Mullet, mustache, tattoos, you know. And I can take the criticism to a certain extent, but I gotta defend myself a little bit here. Because guys, I have had this look for fucking years, bro. I grew a mullet way back in 2020. I grew a mustache a year after that, and I started getting tattooed 12 years ago.
Do not cite the deep magic to me, witch. I was there when it was written.
And also, dude, the whole reason that performative males are doing this is so they can get with women. I'm married, you fucking idiots. I've been with my wife for like 10 years, dude. Leave me alone. So I want to get ahead of any of these boring ass fucking tweets that are gonna 100%, they're gonna screenshot this thumbnail and the title. And they're gonna be like, the call is coming from inside the house, not the pot calling the kettle black. Because every few months, dude, like clockwork, a tweet making fun of how I look will do fucking numbers, dude. And people will tag me like fucking crazy, and I've had enough, okay? I am putting my foot down. Don't be sad. She's an old foot. She's had a very long life. It's okay. Exhibit A. So sick of seeing this genre of man. And this is the one that started it all. Picture of me and iDubbbz. Just gonna say I had to look way before him, okay?
Hello. Prepare for me to periodically pop up throughout this video because while I was editing, I found more stuff and also thought of more stuff. So I don't know if you guys have seen this, but this so sick of this genre of man screenshot. It goes viral every few months. And, you know, it does suck to see it all the time, but I've realized, you know, over the years that it's actually like bringing people together, which is really nice. I've seen like dozens of right-wing alpha male bros make fun of how I look because of this picture. But that's not all, okay? I actually just saw this page, women's rights _news, which is a page dedicated to intersectional feminism, gender equality, pro-choice, abortion rights, and health and reproductive rights. All those are great in my books. But they also just reposted it as well. So, you know, that one stings extra hard. But, you know, it is comforting to know that no matter where you stand on feminism, both sides can agree that I look dumb. That's nice. If you guys are so pro-choice, then you guys should be okay with the choice I made to get this fucking haircut and stupid mustache, bro. Shame. Shame on you guys.
And another one. There's a factory out there manufacturing this specific kind of man, and I'm going to find it and compromise its structural integrity with a pressure cooker. Hobo Johnson? Come on. What is this genre of man called? 9 million views, dude. I used to love this picture of me, and I would like to formally apologize for its consequences. Oh yeah, and this one, we got a video next. Is this a safe space to say that I have a strong dislike for this specific type of man? Oh yeah, got me good. Ouch, that one stings. How dare you put me in a slideshow with Jacob Elordi and Hassan Piker? How will I recover from that one? And then there's the most recent one. Performative male or 1980s serial killer. How many can you guess correctly? And then there's pictures of guys with mustaches. And you know what? I'll admit that one's pretty funny. You know, at least it's creative. It is pretty shocking seeing how similar I look to a 1980s serial killer. But not as shocking as the number of people I killed in the 80s. Also, hey, I think an easy way to tell which one is the serial killer is if the photo you're looking at is a mugshot. I don't know if the guy posing for a selfie with an AirPod in his ear is the 1980s serial killer. And some of the comments on this post are fucking crazy. There's no difference. One kills your body and the other one kills your soul. How bro felt after commenting that. Also very funny to say that there's no difference and then immediately explain the difference. Thankfully people are defending me in the comments though, so that is very nice of them. Thank you guys. Kurt, don't listen to them. We won't let them hurt you. Kurtis has been rocking a bullet and a mustache. A bullet? Kurtis has been rocking a mullet and a mustache forever, and he has a wife. I don't think he's performative. Joke's on you, I am performative. I'm a fetus. How is Kurtis up here with the others? Man does a video on the game chair. Is that secretly a feminist performance? First off, not a chair.
That's a chair.
But yes, it is actually. That video of me sitting alone on a Video Gear command center crying about my dead stepfather, that was actually done to impress people. Like, why the fuck do I get looped in with this shit? I don't understand. My last video was me and my friend playing with a mind flex. If you watched that video and you were like, what a performative man, you actually have a hollow head. There's nothing in there.
Hello again. So while I was editing this video, I found like way more examples of this, but I saw one in particular that was just truly batshit insane. There was an Instagram reel with a wolf in sheep's clothing, and it also had the classic picture of me and iDubbbz in it at the end. So first off, you're calling me a wolf? Okay. That's fucking cool. Thank you. Wolves are awesome. Inside of me are 2 wolves, and I am both of them. But that wasn't the craziest part of it, dude. The craziest part was the comment on this Instagram reel that got 6,300 likes. I'm soup happy. I'm soup happy are finally recognizing Kurtis as performative. For real, he honestly pisses me off. How is he performative? What did he do? It just be the vibes, Loke. Like every time he talks about politics, it's so surface level and safe, and he talks about them a lot. He'll just say stuff like, guys, now hurting people is not cool, I'm calling this now. One day something's are gonna come up about him, because I don't know. There's something that's just off. Hey dude, and I say this with so much love. Touch grass. Literally, open your front door and walk outside. It will do wonders for your brain, I promise. This is why I try to ignore anything I see about me on the internet, because people are just so fucking cooked, man. Like, could you imagine if a judge was like, now I know all the evidence points towards the crime being committed by a completely different person, but I don't know. It'd just be the vibes, low-key. Send him to the electric chair at once. And also, dude, this part of the comment, he only talks about politics at the surface level. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a comedian, man. I don't have a fucking degree in politics. And also, I don't think this person does either, based on all their fucking spelling mistakes, dude. Sorry I don't give a fucking 100,000 word dissertation in my videos every time I talk about fucking politics, bro. And I'm sorry, if you're clicking on my videos expecting that, you're an idiot. I feel like I've subtracted IQ points from my brain after researching shit for this video, but I just had to talk about that after seeing that, because that was truly wild. What the fuck are we talking about, guys? Let's all just go outside. All right, back to me.
I guess I've made several videos sort of denouncing toxic masculinity and misogyny and stuff, so I guess I'm performative for doing that, but I mean, that's... And obviously, it's annoying to see people, you know, make assumptions about you and your character. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, I don't care what anybody says about me, because then I'd be lying. And to an extent, I think you could call any YouTuber or creator performative, because you're only seeing what they choose to show you. This is a performance for an audience, okay? And don't get me wrong, I understand the frustration towards this type of man, because it can be hard to discern when people are being genuine or not. So with this video, I want to figure out if there is actually a foolproof way to learn whether or not a man is actually being performative. And according to engagement farmers on the internet, I am an authority figure on this subject, apparently, so what I say goes. I have compiled a small sample of performative males, and I thought it'd be fun to look at some of the accused, and together, we will get to the bottom of this. So let's start with our first performative male.
I think it's really funny that I dress like this and give off like tough sort of thing going on. And then I cry to Phoebe Bridgers in the shower, and I listen to C Rose and Boy Genius. And the dichotomy is crazy. But I don't even listen to hardcore music that much. Look at this shirt. It's my friend's tattoo brand. Anyway, I'm gonna go. Later.
All right, bro. That was not, I didn't like that. I did not like watching that one. It's a little weird to cry to Phoebe Bridgers in the shower. She'll be fine. It's just water. I think after watching this video, my gut is leaning towards performative. Because like you can dress however you want and listen to whatever you want. Truly, nobody gives a fuck. But to set the camera up and then just keep talking and then just post all of that? Come on, man. I do feel bad that people were really making fun of him for this, but like, I don't know, you gotta have a little self-awareness, pal. You know what I mean? Could you imagine someone saying this to you in person? Crazy how I like look this way, but like I'm sensitive and shit. I actually think boy genius should be called girl genius, because they are. Where'd you go? And also, hey man, I'll say it.
I'm about to say it.
The dichotomy isn't crazy. It's really not. I would not assume that this guy listens to hardcore music, like not even for a second. Have you ever been to a hardcore show? No one actually dresses like that, dude. Dude, every guy at a hardcore show dresses like a fucking software developer, okay? They're all nerds, man. I feel like if you wore that exact outfit to a hardcore show, people would assume you are an undercover cop. Greetings, fellow rock and rollers. The dichotomy is crazy. And what rhymes with dichotomy? I gotta be, as in I gotta be doing some hard drugs tonight. Who has some? This video was posted by a guy named Sam Wilmot, and after this video went viral, he sadly deleted his TikTok. I guess he Wilmot lived that down. So because he deleted his TikToks, the only TikToks I could find of his were ones that people stitched, like this one.
So I guess it's funny because I 100% am baby girl. I spent my Sunday journaling.
Yeah, so I guess another performative male stereotype is journaling, which I'm not even 100% sure like what that is exactly. Okay, I just looked it up. Journaling is the act of writing what you have done each day, sometimes including your private thoughts, feelings, and goals. Okay, so like a diary. It's a diary. Right, your masculinity is so fragile you can't even use the word diary. Come on, bro, man up. Man up and call that shit a diary, okay? And you can use it as a verb, I'm sure, right? Yeah, I spent my Sunday diarrheaing. Also, maybe this is just because I'm immature, but personally, I can't picture a dude like genuinely like sitting down and journaling. I don't want to say like guys can't journal, but I just like, me personally, I can't picture doing that. I just feel like guys don't take things seriously enough to actually do that, right? Especially someone who's pretending to journal to get with women. Hey, what are you doing? Oh. This is so embarrassing. I'm journaling. Oh my God, I love that. What do you write in your journal? I think the better question is, what don't I write in my journal? From my deepest, darkest fears to my hopes and dreams and anything in between. It's a glimpse into the inner workings of my mind, and I find it really therapeutic to just get out my thoughts and feelings on paper. That's beautiful. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I've got a large iced matcha latte for Braxton.
That's me. I'll be right back. I'll be here. What the fuck? Ew! This is what matcha tastes like? Ah, I hate this more than women voting! Aw, he's the worst. When it comes to fucking Dr. Dichotomy over here, I can't say for certain if he's being performative or not because I don't know him personally, right? But I mean, if the shoe fits, you know? If the Doc Marten fits, I guess. My main critique really is he just set the camera up and then just like said all of these things about himself, you know? If this was a candid video of him genuinely weeping in the shower to Phoebe Bridgers, then I'd be humming a different tune. So until I get that video, for now, I am gonna give this guy the stamp, okay? He is performative. Let's take a look at the next suspect.
Do you get attached after sex?
Do I get attached after making love?
Do you make love to everyone?
Yeah.
Everyone? I don't want to.
It's a big decision, you know, to let someone in and be comfortable with them. Oh, brother. So yeah, I do make love with people I make love with.
Oh, what? Dude, even if he is being 100% genuine, I cannot believe this is a real guy, dude. That's crazy. And I feel like you can tell when guys are purposely making their voice lower. Don't get me wrong, I did that all the time when I was 13. But that's when you're supposed to do it, dude. I was a literal child walking around school like, yo guys, my mommy packed me Lunchables today. But come on, bro, you're an adult.
I fall in love so fast, and I'm so sensitive. And I'm very picky.
Yeah, I don't know if I buy it, pal. This is the type of dude to like say all this and then like love bomb you like crazy and then just ghost you forever, you know? Also, speaking of, guys, we gotta call love bombing something else, okay? We gotta change that name. Love bomb? That sounds like a big hug or something, right? Here comes a love bomb. I think it should be used for like if you haven't seen someone in a really long time, okay? Maybe if a loved one comes back from a vacation finally, you meet them at the airport and you scream as loud as you can in the airport, here comes a love bomb! Okay, sorry, back to the TikTok. I forgot, I didn't show you the end. I didn't show you the end of the TikTok. It's the best part.
I tend to really be into it. and I get attached.
I imagine that's not even part of the video. Those were just transmitted into the cameraman's brain.
Leave me alone!
I think it's safe to say this motorcycle man is being a tad performative. I think he's trying to seem more deep and emotional than he actually is. You know, because when the girl asked him that question, he could have just said yes. Yes, I do get attached after sex. He could have just said yes. But no, dude, he had to pull all that bullshit. I never use the word fuck. I say make love.
Yo, nice motorcycle pussy.
Make love off, man. But again, this is a hard part of figuring out, because like maybe, who knows, maybe this guy is actually like that. We don't know. It's really hard to tell, but I mean, and I hate to do 2 in a row, but my gut is telling me he gets a stamp too, okay? He is performative as well, I'm sorry. Okay, let's look at another guy. When you've been performative reading Foreign Affairs magazine for 20 minutes, but forgot to pretend to turn the page. Okay, sorry this man isn't reading quick enough for you. Like, do you think Albert Einstein breezed through every single book he read? No. He probably read the same page over and over and over again until he thoroughly understood it. And you're just laughing at this guy. This man is trying to figure out a way to stop foreign people from cheating on their spouses, and you're laughing? I assume that's what Foreign Affairs magazine is about. I am unfamiliar. And also I hate this video because like, you could just be lying. Maybe he was turning the pages. You just caught him while he was not turning the pages, and you can be like, yeah, he was actually on the page for 20 minutes. Like, we don't know if you were fucking lying or not, right? Drop the extended cut of this TikTok, okay? The director's cut. And I will say, okay, if I can be earnest, it does objectively suck to make fun of someone for reading in public. Like, sure, if a guy is reading a Ben Shapiro book in public, for sure make fun of him, dude. That guy's a fucking loser. But the whole thing with performative males is like they're out in public reading fucking Sylvia Plath or Margaret Atwood. And I think it's kind of counterintuitive to shame men for reading progressive literature when people often complain about men not reading enough progressive literature, right?
Hello again for a third time. I wanted to touch on something really quick. After talking to my wife about this topic, she actually brought up a really good point that I didn't think about myself, which is actually kind of the point in and of itself. As a man,
I'm a male.
I will never relate to or fully understand a book like The Handmaid's Tale or The Bell Jar or Jane Eyre because I don't personally know what it's like to be a woman, and I never will. Like, that is a completely different lived experience, and I will never in my life know what that is truly like. That's like if I read the Malcolm X autobiography and I was like, damn, he's just like me for real. Like, that'd be insane. So I do understand why women assume men aren't being genuine when they read feminist books, especially in public. Like, if you and your friends had a secret handshake, and then one day you saw other people doing the exact same secret handshake, you'd be like, what the fuck, bro? That's our shit. That's our thing. You don't know anything about that. Stop at once. Kind of like that, but not at all. I don't know. I don't know if that's a good comparison or not. But I think the point I'm trying to make is although men won't ever like 100% fully relate to a book about what it's like to be a woman, it definitely couldn't hurt in the long run to read a book like that and at least try to learn something new and better yourself. Like, I'm sure these books are way more beneficial to read if you want to improve yourself than those fucking books that are like, hashtag fuck that shit. 100 beast mode tips to level up your life like a boss. Forward by Gary V's hairline. That's what I was trying to say. But back to the video. I'm sure I'll see you again.
And I know this whole thing is a joke and a meme, and I understand why girls are making fun of dudes for doing shit like this because, you know, to be fair, I guess women have been made fun of for doing anything publicly for like the forever. So it's only fair, but at the same time, and I hate to be that friend that's too woke, but I think making fun of dudes who are genuinely interested in feminist literature and automatically labeling them as performative or manipulative, I don't know, I feel like it's probably gonna discourage them and other young men from engaging and adapting more feminist and progressive ideologies, right? Call me crazy, but I'd rather a guy read the same page of a Foreign Affairs magazine for 20 minutes then sit down and listen to 3 hours of the Joe Rogan Experience. It kind of brings me back to what I mentioned at the beginning of the video, how it's kind of just like a weird time to be a man on the internet right now. There's been like a calculated targeting of young men from conservative news outlets and the current administration in the United States. In the 2024 election, 54% of young men voted for Donald Trump, a convicted felon with several SA accusations against him. That is 54% too many, in my opinion. So if there are dudes out there genuinely engaging in feminist progressive literature, that is good, I think. Also, like, when did reading a book become performative, you know? It's books. Dude, they're books. You're gonna walk into a library, see a little kid reading The Rainbow Fish and be like, hey, somebody come get their performative ass kid, bro. I guess if you don't want to be made fun of for reading in public, you just gotta read a book that isn't performative at all. I'm trying to think of the least performative book a man can read in public. I mean, it's gotta be the 2001 Guinness Book of World Records, right? Dude, whipping that shit out at a coffee shop, dude? Oh my God, that would be so badass. You don't even order a coffee there either, dude. You whip out that big purple book and you slam a fucking 2-liter of Mountain Dew on that table, and then you read that fucker, and every time you flip to a new page, you go, whoa, cool. Okay, we're gonna move on to the next performative male now. This next guy is named Montaigne, but some of you guys might recognize this guy from this epic rap video he made.
I never get tired of the hate. You gotta be good before you ever be great. And I know the hate comments only happen cause they boy.
Cut it boy.
Cause they boy.
And then obviously everybody was calling him the cut it boy guy.
Cause they boy.
Cut it boy. But this guy makes a lot of videos where he's like, do you guys want to hear another disgusting secret about men that they don't want you to know? And then he'll just go on to say a bunch of stuff that doesn't really make sense to me.
Okay, his standards while he's drinking are not the standards that he's gonna have when he wakes up. So they boy.
But he uploaded a video recently that some people have labeled as performative, so let's check that one out.
Every single man that you will ever meet for the rest of your days as a single person, okay, is simply a combination of every woman's cool traits that he knew before you met him. That is it. That every cool guy, ran through or not, is simply just a combination of every cool woman that came before you.
Yeah, I think that's just being a person. I think that's just being a human. Everyone you meet is a product of every person that they've ever come into contact with. I think that's just a human experience, right? I don't know if it's just exclusive to women though, you know? Like you can develop cool traits from men as well, I think, right? There are many men in my life that have rubbed off on me. Not like that! Hold up! Not like that! I wish! But the way Cut Board worded this implies that every trait that men possess is solely from women. Even if you meet the most evil, hateful, racist, misogynistic man in the entire world, again, that is a woman's fault that he is like that, okay? Good message, man. It also sounds fucking terrifying, dude. Every man is just a combination of every woman he's ever met. That's horror movie shit, dude. Imagine you show up for a blind date and the man waiting for you has the arm of a woman he met at the grocery store, the legs of his mom, the eyeballs of his second-grade English teacher, the mouth of his ex-girlfriend, and he's just like, hey, boy! This is also frustrating because, like, dude, his video implies that men are incapable of being good role models for other men, which is just untrue. Don't get me wrong, there are obviously millions of bad role models for men out there, especially on the internet. I feel like the bar is pretty low to be considered a good role model for men, but still, that doesn't mean there aren't positive traits that you can get from the men in your life, right? For example, my stepfather, may he rest in peace, he taught me so much, dude. He showed me how to cut my hands underneath a hand dryer in the perfect way to make a really loud fart sound. Good men exist. In terms of being performative, Kareboa genuinely seems like at least a little more genuine than the other guys, which is kind of crazy. He had every opportunity to become a full-on right-wing grifter after everybody made fun of him for the fucking Kareboa thing, but you know, he stuck to his guns and he kept making this content, you know, and I gotta respect that. I do find this video in particular a little ironic though, because his caption for this obviously pro-women video is Brandy Sweater at Brandy Melville. Bro, Brandy Melville? Bruh. How the hell are you gonna make a video essentially saying men are only cool because every woman they've ever met is unique and different and distinctive, and right below that you're like, anyways, I got this sweater from a place that makes clothing for strictly skinny girls. It's just a little odd to like hype up women while you're wearing a sweater from a company with a long history of bigotry and body shaming towards women specifically. Dare I say it? The dichotomy is crazy. But like I said, this trend of performative males, or the trend of making fun of them at least, has absolutely exploded. And when things get popular these days, they have a contest about it in local parks. So I have seen tons of videos on TikTok of these performative male contests all over North America where dudes will show up and perform as performative males to win the title of most performative male. This one was actually kind of cool. It was kind of like a fashion show where each contestant walked and showed off their books and tote bags and lattes. And it's actually bringing people together, which is actually kind of nice. But I gotta say, you guys are fucking amateurs, bro. Coming from the leader of the performative males, you guys blew it. I know an easy way to win this shit. While everyone is walking in the circle, showing off their stuff to the crowd, here's what you do. You hang out on the outskirts of the circle, and you're reading The Handmaid's Tale, and you're sipping a matcha latte. You're not even paying attention to the fucking contest that's going on, because you're too cool for that shit. And that's when you pull out the Claro record, and then you fucking drive out of there, dude. And a few weeks later, you'll get your prize in the mail. performative male. And hey, these contests are fun and silly, but also they kind of bum me out a little bit, mostly because one of these contests used a fucking picture of me on the flyer. But also, what started as a very fair critique about men who feign interest in feminism to attract women, it has kind of devolved into hey, look at this guy reading a book. What a fucking pussy. Let's kill him. And I know it's tongue in cheek, but I don't know. I just feel like all these contests are a little ironic to me. I feel like the type of dudes who would enter this contest are only there to be like, ladies, don't guys like this suck? I'm not like these performative males that you hate so much. Therefore, you should sleep with me instead. Which is exactly what the performative males are doing in the first place that you're making fun of, right? And this isn't the first time a trend like this has happened either. History repeats itself on the internet every few years, okay? I made a video back in like 2019 about soft boys, which were like, you know, quiet, artsy guys. You know, they act like a sweet, innocent boy, but in reality, they're doing all that just to hook up with girls, right? Dude, it's the exact same. And before that, in fucking 2012, it was hipsters who rode fucking fixie bikes and dressed like lumberjacks while listening to Mumford & Sons, okay? It is a constant cycle. It never ends. And to be honest, I don't know if making fun of like actual performative men, I don't know if that's gonna make them better people either, which sucks. I think if they're genuinely like being performative and then they get called out on it, I think they're just gonna drop the act and become even bigger assholes. And like, is that better? I don't know if it is. Do you want guys reading fucking Jordan Peterson books in public instead? No, of course not. If they're skimming through like some feminist literature, maybe they'll catch a stray at least. You know, a shred of knowledge, you know, who knows? I just really hope that this trend isn't giving people the impression that being progressive and reading feminist literature is a bad thing and that you deserve to be made fun of for doing so. Sadly, it's like already making men like proud of not reading books. Like this video I found of a guy bragging about being an anti-performative man. Yeah, he's got videos of him lifting weights, you know, and watching sports, pictures of him playing video games. Which when you think about it is very funny because he's like saying all this, he's not a performative man, but like he's kind of just performing for a different group of people. Which kind of brings me to the point I think I'm trying to make in this video. Like I said in the beginning, it's a very odd time to be a guy. So I mean, it's kind of a weird time to be a person in general, but for centuries, humans have performed for one another to a certain degree. It's literally what we do. We dress a certain way to let people know what we're all about. We talk different ways with different friend groups. And people often exaggerate things about themselves to seem a little more attractive to people, right? Even in the animal kingdom, this exists, dude. Peacocks? Chill, bro. Those are the most performative creatures in the world, dude. Like, bro, we get it. To be fair, I would be extra as hell too if my name was Peacock. Dude, that sucks. That's like being named Poop Butt. But with the rise of social media and the fact that everybody has a top-of-the-line video camera in their pocket 24/7, we now have to subconsciously perform for everybody all the time, even when we're not using our phone. People put specific things for their profile picture and their bio. Like you're putting on this persona that you want to show others. It's just all a performance all the time to every single person in the world forever. Because you don't know when you'll end up as the subject or, if you're lucky, the background character of someone's fucking TikTok. And this happened to me, dude. I went to a Blue Jays game last summer and I ended up in the background of these fucking kids' selfies. And then one of those kids' sister posted a fucking TikTok about it. Look at that. I look like shit. Now when I'm out and about, I gotta do this all the time. I'm just... In all seriousness, I think to live is to perform. And you kind of have to accept that everyone in your life is performing to a certain extent. So it's important to have like genuine conversations with the people in your life to see what they're actually all about. I feel like I use this analogy a lot, but it's kind of like the Philosopher's Stone or the Sorcerer's Stone to the Americans. Like instead of trying to use a false interest in feminism to attract women, if you just genuinely like read feminist literature and actually learned like the basic ethical principles of feminism, I feel like in turn you will just naturally become a better, more well-rounded human being, which in turn will make you more attractive to women, which is what you want in the first place, dude. So everybody wins, dude. Ladies, you gotta start quizzing these dudes. Oh, you're a feminist? Name 5 songs. In conclusion, if you are a young man watching this video, dress how you want, listen to what you want, drink what you want, but make sure it is what you want. Don't try to change who you are to attract people because it is not going to work in the long run, okay? And that is coming from a happily married man, okay? I know what I'm talking about. These other fucking dudes who are like, I'm an alpha male, this is how men are. They're all single, dude. They're alone, they're lonely. I know what I'm talking about. And also, I will say this, you can call me performative all you want. Reading books is good, okay? When you're done watching this video, don't click off. When you're done watching this video, go read some, okay? I will say the block is a little hot right now for us fellas. So if you do want to read feminist literature, which I think you should, don't do it in public right now, okay? It's not gonna bode well for you. Here's what you do, okay? You go out middle of the night and you perch on the ledge of a skyscraper in the rain like Batman, and you alone, secretly, you can finally read your copy of The Bell Jar. And if people still somehow make fun of you for that, just know people are only hating Karebo.
Hello again for the last time. I was going to end the video here, but I feel like I missed out on some points that I wanted to address. I touched on everybody... Wait. No, I didn't. I touched on everybody being quote-unquote performative all the time because of social media, but I feel like I didn't talk enough about how people are using the word performative in this particular sense. I just want to drive the point home that seeing a man dress or behave in a feminine way and automatically labeling him as performative, it's really just a creative, like, roundabout way to perpetuate patriarchal ideologies. Because what you're essentially saying is men should only look one particular way, and that is big,
tough, and manly,
while women are the ones that should be behaving in this more feminine way. When in reality, people should be free to look and behave any way they want to, regardless of societal gender norms, you know? Like, I swear this performative male trend feels like a fucking anti-woke psyop that was created so young people can, like, covertly engage in, like, 1950s sexism, you know? Like, it harkens back to, like, the 90s and the early 2000s when people were using the term metrosexual. You remember that shit? Like, if a guy just brushed his teeth and got regular haircuts, people were like, what the fuck, bro? Like a Mr. Metrosexual over here, dude. But again, I think making jokes about performative men is fine, you know, because I fucking just did that for a half hour. But to be honest, I really don't know if any of these guys I talked about in this video are actually performative, because I don't personally know them. Just like how those people on the internet were labeling me as performative, right? They don't personally know me either. So I'm no better than the people I was complaining about if I'm over here labeling all these dudes as performative as well, right? So with that, I would like to revoke all my performative stamps that I gave out during this video. And I would like to replace all of them with a cornball stamp, okay? Because I can say with full confidence that all those videos I watched were corny as fuck, okay? Moral of the video: someone pretending to be someone they're not in order to, like, get laid, that's gross. No matter what, that's disgusting. But it's especially gross if the person they are pretending to be is a feminist, because that adds a whole other layer to it, you know? Feminism is the advocation of gender equality, so if you're pretending to think of women as your equal in order to have sex with them, then therefore that means you, like, automatically think less of them, which is kind of fucking crazy. So if someone is doing that, make fun of them like crazy. They absolutely deserve it. I don't know. If someone is just fucking reading a book, drinking a little green drink, and carrying a tote bag, all the power to it, man. Go nuts. But my mission at the beginning of the video was to see if there's an actual definitive way to tell if a man is being performative. Like, how can you really, like, see 100% for certain that a man is performative? And I think if you really want to see a performative male, you should come see me perform at one of my shows. I am literally a man performing all over Canada in November and December. These are all the cities. And guys, tickets are still available to my special taping in Toronto. It's going to be awesome.
Okay, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please press the like button, okay? Because believe it or not, one like equals one mustache hair I will pluck from my face. Yeah, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about all this shit. I feel like this is one of those videos that people will be much more knowledgeable than I am about this, and I'm excited to read the comment. All right, that's it. I would stick around, but unfortunately I have some diarrheaing I gotta do. See ya.
Folks, it's the holiday season, and in the words of Justin Bieber,
Baby, I wasn't trying!
And in the other words of Justin Bieber, it's about time for you to act merrily. It's about time for you to give to charity. Christmas is all about being generous and spending quality time with your loved ones, right? Wrong. Christmas time is about owning the libs. The woke mob has gone too far. Pretty soon it's gonna be Frosty the Snow them. And I'm fucking pissed. Yeah, guys, where most Christmas movies will focus on the heart and soul of the holiday season, the Christmas movie we're gonna talk about this year focuses on how the woke left is ruining Christmas for everybody. And that movie is called Jingle Smells. It's available to watch for free on Tubi, which is always a good sign. And guys, I've said this before, I'll say it again. Every movie is good, and I stand by that, but I don't see Jingle Smells as a movie at all. Like, that does not fall under the movie category. And you'll know what I mean when we get into it. I actually found out about this movie from a creator on TikTok named Nulls, so I just want to give a quick shout out to them real quick. So Jingle Smells was released in 2023. It premiered on Rumble, and this film is especially unique because it was executively produced by the Fox News superstar Sean Hannity. And if you're unfamiliar with Sean Hannity, let's do a quick run through of his accolades. He was named in a defamation lawsuit against Fox News for spreading misinformation regarding voter fraud. He was accused of sexual misconduct in a separate lawsuit in response to Donald Trump bragging about grabbing women by the pussy. He said this:
King David had 500 concubines, for crying out loud.
He's engaged in homophobia, Islamophobia, xenophobia, pretty much anything awful you can do as a journalist.
Sean Hannity has done it. He was also a fucking D1 Obama hater, bro. Like, he did not fuck with Obama whatsoever. And I'm not gonna sit here and say Barack Obama was a perfect president, but at least he looked good, man. Barack Obama was dripping in swag. No, he was drowning in it. Sorry, I misspoke. I said droning. Drone. Sean Hannity, the producer of this Jingle Smells movie, famously criticized Barack Obama for putting Dijon mustard on a hamburger.
You got like a spicy mustard or something like that, or a Dijon mustard, something like that.
All right, Dijon mustard. I hope you enjoyed that fancy burger, Mr. President.
Dude, a bottle of Dijon mustard's like fucking $2, man. It's genuinely so funny to get pissed off about that and then also endorse Donald Trump, who lives in a fucking solid gold mansion. That's like super villain shit, man. So if someone like Sean Hannity wants to produce a film, you know it's gonna be incredible the whole way through. So without further ado, let's watch Jingle Smells. The movie starts with a news broadcast from, you guessed it, Sean Hannity.
Pro-God, pro-military.
This is also when we meet the main character of the film, Nick. He's locked up in a jail cell at the prison for violating his parole.
Come on, Nick, you're killing me with that little guitar.
It's weird though, because they never say like what he's on parole for. Like we have no idea if it was like petty theft or like murder, like who knows? This is also when we find out that Nick's dad is the chief of police.
You do this again, I'm not letting you out. Let him out.
It's so great when conservatives are always like, no, guys, cops are the good guys. Trust me, there's only a few bad apples. We should give them more money, actually. And then they go on and make a movie where in the first 2 minutes of the film, the police chief is literally bending the rules of the law for his own benefit. Like, good job, guys. Nice. So Nick is like the classic slacker character with no job, no direction in his life. And Nick's dad is always like bailing him out of these situations.
But I smooth it over for you.
But this time, it's different. Nick's dad says that this is the last time he's gonna ever help him out.
This is the last time.
And then he immediately helps him out one more time by getting him a job as a garbage man.
Oh my God.
I can't be picking up trash all day.
You then get the Jingle Smells title card. So that's where the smells comes from, cause he's a garbage guy. Get it? Cause garbage stinks. You know what else stinks? Not budgeting your money. Which brings us to the sponsor of today's video, Rocket Money. Folks, everything feels way more expensive these days, and I don't like it. So I'm trying to find new ways to save money and optimize my spending. And that's why I'm so excited to tell you about today's sponsor, Rocket Money. Keeping track of all of your checking, savings accounts, loans, and investments can be super annoying because there's usually like separate banking apps for each one, and it's just way too overwhelming. But with Rocket Money, you can securely link all your accounts to give you a bird's eye view of your finances with both high-level and in-depth account insights. Rocket Money can also help you identify your spending habits. For example, if you see you're spending too much money on fast food, you can actually set a spending goal in the app to help you work towards cutting back. You can also easily create a personalized budget within the app and receive weekly or monthly spending reports to stay on top of your financial activity. So if you want to start taking control of your spending habits, Rocket Money is the best way to do that. And folks, Rocket Money is free to download, but you can get a free premium trial when you sign up with my link. Just go to rocketmoney.com/Kurtis or just simply scan the QR code on screen. And I'll also include the link in my description because I'm a really nice guy. All right, thank you so much to Rocket Money for sponsoring this video. Back to me. All right, so this next scene is where we get one of the main plot lines of the film. We get to these two news anchors talking about this action star Mason Stone, who was recently canceled for a video he posted online.
Now Mason's career has taken a turn for the worse.
And this news anchor is played by everybody's favorite stand-up comedian, Jim Breuer. If you've never heard of him, I am so jealous of you. Not because you get to experience him for the first time right now. I'm jealous because you went your whole life without knowing that this guy exists. Just take a look at Jim Breuer doing his hilarious impression of a Chinese person.
You don't think China was watching that going, oh my gosh, she's so funny! She answered no question, so funny!
Man, they really got the best of the best for Jingle Smells, man. Anyways, let's see what Mason Stone said in this video to get himself canceled.
May God bless America, and may he protect our troops. USA! USA!
This is so corny, man. And I know they're exaggerating it for comedic effect, but I know for a fact there are people out there who genuinely think saying, God bless America and protect our troops will genuinely get you canceled, and it's just straight up not true. You know how I know? Because God bless America and may he protect our troops is exactly what Chris Pratt says whenever a camera is pointed at him, okay?
Hey guys, just stop real quick and pray with me.
And he gets cast in every movie ever. They could come out with a fucking Oprah Winfrey biopic and Chris Pratt would get the part. So they spend the next few minutes showing the public's outrage towards Mason Stone. And by public's outrage, I mean just one video.
Now is the time to boycott Stone!
And this is also when they show the CEO of Cash Bro Toys, played by Eric Roberts, and he's announcing that they are discontinuing any toys that have to do with Mason Stone.
His recent actions do not currently align with our corporate values. We will no longer be manufacturing or distributing any toys, games, or other products related to Mason Stone characters.
It's always great when conservatives complain about cancel culture because they're always just so hypocritical. They're always like, it's a free country, man, free speech. We should be able to say whatever we want. But then just a few months ago, if someone said literally anything that could be viewed as remotely insensitive about Charlie Kirk, they'd have a mob of angry right-wing people trying to get them fired from their job. That's like textbook cancel culture, dude.
Call them out. In hell, call their employer.
And also, dude, Jim Brewer can go on stage and do a fucking super offensive Chinese accent. Oh my gosh, he's so funny! And still do shows in theaters all across America. Louis C.K. can whip his willy out in front of several non-consenting women and then go on to sell out Madison Square Garden and also win a Grammy. So I don't know if cancel culture actually exists in the way that they're portraying it, you know? But anyways, let's get back to it. Nick is now working as a garbage man, and when I say working as a garbage man, I mean playing volleyball and having a pillow fight. I do love this scene though, because this guy in particular, he's supposed to be like the angry, like supervisor dude who's like just trying to get the work done. But then when they hit him with a pillow, he can't help but smile. I don't know, I thought that was really adorable. Genuinely, I think that was the only time I smiled while watching this movie. And I don't even think it was in the script. It's a nice reminder that no matter how shitty your day is going, if someone starts a pillow fight with you, you're gonna have a good day.
Pillow fight.
Bro, get up. Like, it's a pillow fight, dude, fight back. Oh yeah! We then cut to Nick back at his apartment, and look, I know this character is supposed to be like a slacker, you know? So I can expect that he's gonna have a messy apartment, but Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Is he wiping his ass on his wall? Just in his house alone, no job, just smearing his own shit on his walls? Wallpaper's the same as toilet paper. Fucking turning his drywall into wet wall, dude, what the hell? Nick then meets his dad at a coffee shop where this happy man is singing Christmas songs, and if I know anything about shitty Christmas movies, any character with a gray beard is Santa in disguise, so I'm gonna call it right now. If we find out that this guy is Santa, I'm gonna fucking flip. On Christmas Day. This is a pretty important part of the movie. This is when we find out that Nick actually used to be in the army.
With what you dealt with what you saw? I mean, I only saw it on TV, and I probably would have crawled into a bottle too if I didn't have Lisa.
So Nick was injured during his service, and now he's back in his hometown trying to find a purpose in his life.
Father and son, both serving in the same war and nearly 20 years apart. How wild is that, huh?
2 generations fighting in the same war. Ain't that just a hoot, man? This is such a bummer. This guy played Clark Kent's dad in Smallville, and now he's playing the dad of a man who smears poop on his walls, man. How the mighty fall. Went from parenting Superman to fucking Pooperman, bro. We then get a quick scene between Nick's dad and his girlfriend Lisa, and Lisa thinks that Nick's dad is doing way too much for Nick, and that Nick needs to start acting like an adult. And you know what? I agree.
He is a grown man.
I don't care if you got PTSD or not. Quit wiping shit on your walls, pal. PTSD, put the shit down. So it's now the next day. Nick wakes up in his literal shitty apartment, and classic lazy slacker guy, he slept through his alarm. And Nick's coworker tells him that their regular garbage man duties have been put on hold as they've been hired to pick up a big load of boxes at a company's warehouse and dispose of them at a dump.
We are picking up some load and we're heading to a landfill.
Nick hastily gets ready, falls over, spits milk out of his mouth, and runs out of the house with a piece of pizza hanging from his mouth. This is just more proof he's living in an anime. They get to the location of the trash removal, and nobody will tell them who the client is.
Who's the client?
That's privileged information.
But this is a ton of product that needs to be destroyed immediately. Pretty much an entire warehouse full of boxes. And for some reason, this huge corporation hired 2 garbage men with a city-owned garbage truck to be the guys to dispose of it.
You fellas got days, a week tops. These all need to be gone before Christmas.
But this is a super confidential job, so this guy is gonna be supervising them and watching them like a hawk.
And the client strictly said, keep this on the DL.
But then immediately after saying that, he says this.
Now, I would help, but as you know, I got several other responsibilities to take care of around here.
So fucking which is it, man? And don't try anything funny. I'll be watching you all day. Okay, all right, I gotta go. I can't watch you all day. So before they start squishing the boxes in the garbage truck, they decide to open one up to see what's inside. And what they find is fucking crazy.
What is it?
It's Silver Saturn. Silver Saturn was Mason Stone's big role.
Yeah, guys, it's all the Mason Stone action figures that they're throwing out because he got canceled by the libs.
Big client.
They're keeping all hush-hush. Just Cash Bro Toys. They rent this place out, and this is where they're stashing all the Mason Stone stuff.
And yeah, I feel like if there was a huge company that needed to dispose of a bunch of product really quickly, I think they would dispose of it themselves immediately. Like, it makes no sense to put a bunch of like canceled toys in a huge warehouse for fucking days. And it's so crazy because they probably threw out all these toys because some college kid got triggered on the internet or something.
You know, it's all because some college kid on the internet got triggered or something.
Hey, that's what I said. So during his shift, Nick starts walking around aimlessly outside because he's awful at everything he does. And he comes across a sad little boy sitting on the ground.
Some little girls up at the park were throwing rocks at me. One hit my chain and that's what broke it.
Seriously? They're throwing rocks? What is this, the West Bank?
Jesus Christ, man. You know what? I wish cancel culture was actually real, so whoever wrote that fucking line could be barred from ever writing dialogue ever again. What the fuck? Little tip, if you're trying to make your protagonist like a likable guy, maybe don't have him tell a super lame and out of touch joke about Palestine. You know, putting that joke in the movie doesn't surprise me because fucking Sean Hannity produced this quote unquote movie. But anyways, this sad little kid keeps talking to this strange man for some reason. And then he reveals some more personal details about himself.
Do you live near here?
Yeah, over there on Rice Street.
And then the little kid's bullies show up and start chirping him again.
Hurry back to your little hole in the wall.
And now Nick is magically on the other side of the fence, arguing with these little girls.
Where your elves jingle smells.
It's such a title of the movie.
Jingle smells, stinking all the way.
So Nick shoves the little girls to the ground in a fit of anger, and I'm kidding, he doesn't do that, but you probably believe me, right? We then cut back to the CEO of Cash Bro, still freaking out about cancel culture.
When is this cancel culture nonsense gonna stop?
It's so funny these people are like, oh, when is cancel culture gonna stop? Yet the only people talking about it the entire time in this movie is them. They showed a video of one person being upset about the Mason Stone video, and then nothing else. Like, these people are making it a way bigger deal than it actually is.
Accountability is when there is proof you did something wrong.
Exactly. Okay, you know what? I can agree with that. Enough of these witch hunts. There needs to be definitive proof that the person did something wrong if you're gonna cancel them. I agree with that. Like when Donald Trump was proven guilty of 34 felony counts of falsifying business records. By their logic, they should be canceling that guy any minute now. I'll wait.
We used to have a thing called due process. Are they teaching that in law school still, that you're innocent until proven guilty?
Yes, another classic pillar in the conservative belief system. Everybody has the right to due process. Unless you're an immigrant, of course. Then they don't give a fuck about due process. They'll just have ICE detain you, put you in a detention center, and then have you deported before you can actually have a real trial. Just like the founding fathers wanted it to be. Okay, so Nick then meets up with a popular toy review YouTuber named Pop Frog. This Pop Frog guy specializes in buying rare toys. So Nick's plan is to sell one of the discarded Mason Stone action figures to him.
Is that a legit Silver Saturn?
Pop Frog is a little skeptical, so he's got to do his intense, thorough investigation to see if it's legit.
Let me check it out. Wow. This is legit.
Huh? What did that do?
This is legit.
I feel like if he was really an expert on rare toys, he'd be able to tell that it was real by being literally right beside it. All Nick did was move it like a few inches closer to him. This is a real samurai sword used by a real samurai. I'll be the judge of that. What? Ah! Oh my god!
This is legit.
And then Pop Frog brings up a pretty good point that I brought up a few minutes ago.
I thought they incinerated these right away.
Yeah, again, it doesn't make sense whatsoever. Nobody can know that we made thousands of these action figures, so they need to be destroyed immediately. Let's hire
2 random unsupervised garbage men
and give them an entire week to do it. That's like hiring a random person to go into a bank vault and polish all the gold bars, but then turn all the security cameras off and leave them a disguise and a new identity with a new passport and everything. What could go wrong? But anyways, Nick sells this action figure to the YouTuber for $200.
$200. Done.
And plans to bring more action figures to sell.
What if I told you I had more?
We then cut to Nick's dad having dinner with his girlfriend while this jolly guy plays Christmas songs in the background. Again, if this guy is Santa, I'm gonna flip.
The stars are bright.
But they're arguing about how Nick never pays them back when they lend him money.
Well, a loan implies repayment, and to date, he has not paid you back a single dime.
But then Nick shows up and absolutely flexes on them.
Hey, that's the first installment.
What bank did you rob?
We then get a nice clip of some textbook, awful editing.
Where did you get this much cash?
Or maybe his dad is a ventriloquist on the side, I don't know.
Where did you get this much cash?
We now cut to the little boy who is getting bullied. He opens his door and finds a Christmas present sitting on his doorstep. He opens it up and it's one of the canceled Mason Stone action figures.
Wow.
And the card attached to the gift reads,
Merry Christmas, Silas, from Jingle Smells?
So yeah, I guess Nick stalked this little boy to find out where he lived and then made him an accessory in his crime by giving him one of the stolen toys he was supposed to destroy.
What a nice guy.
Imagine on the card it said, P.S. Check your walls. That's my poop. We then cut to the Cash Bros CEO finding out that Pop Frog has several of the Mason Stone action figures, and he's pretty upset.
How the heck did he get it?
Yeah, I wonder how, man. A real fucking whodunit.
We'll find out and squash him.
Dude, these guys are so dumb. Anyone with a brainstem would be like, ah, fuck, it's gotta be the only two guys that have access to the toys right now.
No more monkey business.
But that same day, the sad little boy tracks down Nick to tell him about the gift.
You talked to Santa, didn't you? That toy was awesome.
Oh, hey, no, we don't talk about that out loud, okay?
Okay, but why?
Just because it's between me and you, you know, and the big guy.
The president?
No, not him. Don't go near him.
So this movie was made when Joe Biden was still president. So that was supposed to be a diss towards him when they said don't go near him.
Don't go near him.
But I think that dialogue holds up, you know? I think that joke still works when you're talking about Donald Trump because, you know. Nick then lies to Silas and tells him that Santa asked Nick to help him deliver presents this year.
A lot of kids on the block probably won't be getting much for Christmas.
Okay, you're right, kid. Santa did talk to me, and he asked me for help.
So he gets Silas to give him the addresses of all the low-income households in the neighborhood so he can deliver presents to the less fortunate.
So Santa, he did give me some toys, but he forgot to give me a list, and I don't know where all the good kids live.
We then get this emotional scene where Nick is walking home and he's seeing everybody struggle during the holiday season. This couple can't afford a Christmas tree while the evil Christmas tree salesman is openly counting all the money he's made. First time I've ever seen someone try to paint a fucking Christmas tree salesman as evil, but you know, at least this movie's trying something new. Also, if you can't afford a Christmas tree, just chop one down. Trees are everywhere and we don't even need them. We need to replace every forest with a Bass Pro Shop. Why do we need the Amazon if there's Amazon? Sorry, I'm just trying to appeal to this film's general audience. So Nick is absolutely fed up with this Christmas injustice. So this is when he becomes Jingle Smells. He runs around town, dropping off gifts to the less fortunate kids all over. And when I say gifts, he's just dropping off the same couple of action figures to every household. And this is what is like so funny to me about a conservative Christmas film. Because Christmas movies are always about like being generous and charitable and helping people in need. But when the fuck has the conservative government ever done anything for people in need? Donald Trump's recently passed One Beautiful Bill Act will leave 18 million children without access to free lunches. Just over 1 million people will be cut off from their SNAP benefits. And also 12 million people could lose health coverage because of the bill's massive cuts to Medicaid. Which, by the way, 1 in 10 veterans rely on Medicaid for their health benefits. And the main character of this fucking movie is a war veteran struggling to get by in his daily life. Like, how do they not fucking see the irony, dude? A conservative Christmas movie does not make sense. Straight up, conservatives would not fuck with Santa Claus if he was a real guy. A dude from a foreign country giving free toys to children and eating your cookies. If Santa wasn't shot in the chest for trespassing, ICE would fucking capture Santa Claus and slit his throat live on Fox News. All right, sorry, let's get back to the movie. All the kids find the action figures delivered to them by Jingle Smells, and word gets out about this. So we now cut back to the news anchors.
Who left the gifts or where they acquired them remains a mystery.
Who could it be? We then cut back to this guy playing the worst song ever on his guitar. If he's Santa Claus, I'm gonna flip. Nick then has a meeting with his dad, who's still skeptical about how he's making all that money.
And I hope you're keeping your nose clean.
Yeah, I don't think it's his nose you gotta worry about him keeping clean. Have you seen his apartment? It's caked in shit. We then get another awesome ventriloquist moment from his dad.
They don't have a whole lot of guidance at home, and the few that actually do have parents, they don't get to see them very often because they're...
So Nick and his coworker go back to the warehouse to grab more action figures, but they find out that Cash Bro is restricting access to the warehouse until they find out who is distributing the action figures.
And no one is to come anywhere near this warehouse until they figure out their next move.
Something they should have done fucking days ago.
Somebody has been distributing their product.
But later that night, Nick actually breaks into the warehouse as Jingle Smells and steals more action figures. And then he goes out yet again to deliver more of these toys to the kids all over town. He then gets caught by his dad's girlfriend, and her genius brain puts 2 and 2 together.
What are you doing here? You don't live in this neighborhood, and what is with the mask?
Wait, Nick was wearing a mask, and he dropped off a bunch of toys signed Jingle Smells. This can only mean one thing. Nick is copying Jingle Smells. The next day, the sad little boy finds Nick and delivers some bad news.
It's my mom. She works at the hospital. She heard two doctors talking. They said Santa can't visit the sick kids tonight. Said he had to cancel because there's a snowstorm.
Yeah, there's a bunch of sick kids at the hospital who aren't getting presents this Christmas because Santa is gonna get stuck in a snowstorm.
Some of those kids are very sick. They really wanted to see Santa.
This kid's a fucking bummer. So Nick's coworker confronts him about being Jingle Smells and he freaks out.
Just because you're happy living in the dump being nothing doesn't mean I have to. Hey!
What a nice guy. Nick is down on his luck, and what do people do in shitty Christmas movies when they're down on their luck? They go to church.
Yes! I could use some help.
I want you to kill Peter Parker.
Then the guitar man shows up, and they have an emotional conversation about Nick's experience in the army.
And they die. There's warning, there's no reason for it, you know?
I hate to break it to you, son, but that's just life.
Again, if he is Santa Claus, I am gonna flip.
Every year I see it, a person who's good one year is just suddenly bad the next.
No.
Bah, humbug. Certainly not Nick Gutman, the military hero turned noble garbage man.
How do you know my name?
No.
Hello. Thank you for all you've done to help us this year.
Look at that. My little helpers have come to visit me on Christmas Eve.
No.
Merry Christmas, Santa. Grandpa.
Oh.
Merry Christmas.
Grandpa?
Something like that.
No. Wait, no, hold on. Seriously, how do you know my...
He was Santa? I fucking knew it, man. I'm so pissed. I am about to flip. Okay, so let me get this straight. In this universe, Santa exists. Santa is a real guy, and that guy was Santa the whole fucking time. In that case, Santa is a fucking asshole, dude. There's a whole street of kids in that town who just never got toys on Christmas.
A lot of kids on the block probably won't be getting much for Christmas.
And there's sick kids at the hospital who never got toys either.
Somebody needs to bring them toys.
And he said Santa can't deliver them because of a snowstorm.
Said he had to cancel because there's a snowstorm.
He's there. Santa is there already. Dude, just walk him over.
I hate to break it to you, son, but that's just life.
Fuck Santa, man. Fuck Santa. Okay, we're almost done the movie, thank God. Nick goes to the hospital and he sneaks around to deliver these toys to the sick kids. And I'm guessing security cameras don't exist in this town, which is, you know, pretty convenient because Nick would have been caught several times already. I also can't help but wonder why he didn't like just sell all of the action figures and then use the money he got from selling the action figures to buy like a huge assortment of gifts instead of giving everybody these random ass fucking action figures, right? All those kids are probably like, the fuck am I gonna do with this? The movie never even came out. I wanted V-Bucks.
The fuck you say to me, you little shit?
Nick ends up getting caught by his father at the hospital, and his dad is pissed.
Come on, you gave me $1,000 cash, and you made me an accessory.
Well, you know what they say. Some accessories are required.
Am I smiling?
No.
But yeah, I don't know what he meant by that. I think they mixed up some assembly required and accessories sold separately.
Some accessories are required.
It was a good effort though. But shockingly, you're not gonna believe this. Nick's dad, the police officer, bends the rules yet again to let Nick deliver the toys.
I'm giving you 5 minutes. That's it, Nick. Then we need to get you out of here.
Jingle smells,
Stinking all the way. Gives out toys to girls and boys with a garbage truck for a sleigh. Hey!
Freestyle, okay.
Merry Christmas.
Man, this is so dumb. I'm sorry, this is so lame. Yeah, this is what sick kids need. They don't need free, accessible healthcare. They need an action figure from a movie that never came out. This is the American dream.
Merry Christmas.
But when Nick is all done, he leaves so he can escape without getting caught.
Don't move.
Nah, just kidding, they don't shoot him. They put Nick in handcuffs and they bring him to the Cash Bro headquarters for some reason. I guess it makes sense. If they brought him to jail, he'd just get fucking bailed out again, so it's not a big deal. And then the townsfolk show up and start protesting by singing the Jingle Smells song.
Jingle smells, jingle smells.
The Mason Stone actor guy shows up and he absolutely owns the libs yet again.
This got its snowflakes.
And then the Cash Bros CEO just changes his mind immediately about Jingle Smells.
I was wrong.
And he lets Nick go.
Officer, I'm not pressing charges.
Yay. And the movie ends with a big party, and we also find out that Mason Stone is no longer canceled. He just booked a big new movie role.
A new movie? Oh, that is awesome.
So what the fuck? This entire movie, they're like, cancel culture has gone way too far. It is a real thing that exists, and it's ruining everybody's lives.
Jingle Smell's secret identity is Nick Gutman. He's a warrior for standing up to cancel culture.
And then you end the movie by literally showing it does not exist. Dude, what the fuck?
I guess everybody deserves a second chance.
But yeah, that's the movie Jingle Smells, guys. That movie stunk more than Nick's walls, man. Holy shit. I think overall, I'm gonna give Jingle Smells a 1 out of 10. I would give it a 0, but this movie actually did something pretty cool, I think. This movie shows us what we have to look forward to if the conservative government continues to cut funding to art programs, okay? And I'm sorry for repeating myself again, but it's just so bonkers, man. The idea of a conservative Christmas movie, it's kind of an oxymoron, you know? Like, in no way was this movie ever going to be good. Christmas is about giving back and helping out underprivileged and marginalized communities. And that kind of goes against everything the conservative government cares about, which is, of course, making a small group of billionaires even richer than they already are. So the responsibility falls on us yet again. Somewhere around this video, you'll see a link to donate to a fundraiser for Feeding America. They are the largest hunger relief organization in the United States, and they've been given a 95% approval rating on Charity Navigator. So they actually do like good, honest work when it comes to eliminating hunger in America. And whenever I talk about American politics on my channel, there's always hundreds of comments that say something along the lines of, "Bro, what do you care? You're Canadian. This doesn't even affect you, bro." Which is probably the most American thing you could ever say. Half of my audience is American. I don't know what they're teaching in geography down there, but we do share a pretty big border. We're your fucking upstairs neighbors. And I've also done a lot of work in the US, which means I've paid a lot of US taxes. I've probably paid more US taxes than those fucking billionaires, man. I don't even live there, bro.
I think I know more about American people than you do.
So yeah, if you have the means to donate anything this holiday season, please feel free to donate to Feeding America. Any little bit helps, and I will also be matching donations up to $10,000. All right, guys, that's it for the video, and also that's it for 2025, dude. Whoa, it's been a crazy year, man. Finished my very first world tour. I did a bunch of shows in Europe and the UK for the first time in my life, and I had the most incredible time, man. I did shows in some of the world's most iconic venues all across America, Canada, Australia as well, and this has honestly been the best tour of my entire life, so thank you so much to everybody who came out to those shows. I am taking a break from touring next year, so I'm very excited to have some time at home, you know, so I can put all my energy into YouTube and making the best videos I possibly can. I have a lot of really fun video ideas that I've been wanting to make, but my touring schedule has been pretty gnarly. But yeah, anyways, thank you for the ongoing support. I really do appreciate it. Hope you guys have a nice holiday season and a happy, fun, safe new year. And I'll see you guys in 2026. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe, all that bullshit. And trust me, I would stick around, but unfortunately I have to go. I have to go deliver a bunch of toys. I've been Santa the whole time. My shows in Irvine are only a month away. We added a 6th show due to overwhelming demand. It's gonna be the best weekend ever, so make sure you get your tickets before they sell out. Okay, enjoy the video. Folks, I've talked about many men in my career, whether it's e-boys or soft boys or alpha males. I feel like they all sort of fall under the same F-boy umbrella. And much like an umbrella, they are also stopping people from getting wet. And all these F-boy adjacent guys are pretty wild in their own little fun ways, but I think I may have found the F-boy final boss. The fellow we're gonna talk about today is a creator named Garrett Nolan. First off, I gotta show respect. He's got 2 first names, just like me, Garrett Nolan. Those are just 2 guys. Same as Kurtis Conner. Those are just 2 guys. Garrett has had some pretty viral TikToks over this past year, and every time I see one of his videos, I get like really uncomfortable. And you know, misery loves company, so I figured I'd show them to you and we'd talk about them today. So this guy does a lot of like acting POVs,
and we'll dance our socks off,
thirst traps, little comedy sketches, you know, he does it all. But there's just something about his videos, man. He's like every F-boy smushed into one, dude. He kind of reminds me of that scene in Fellowship of the Ring, in the caverns of Isengard. All the little orcs are digging out the big, huge, like bad guy orc out of the dirty, like muddy goo. And this orc is like the amalgamation of all the other little orcs mixed into this one super orc. And I think that's what Garrett Nolan is. He's kind of like the big, bad, final orc of the F-boys. And before we get into the bulk of this video, please don't go to this person's page, send any hate or anything. That's never what I want to happen with my videos. We're just goofing around here, man. We're just engaging in some buffoonery, some tomfoolery if we're lucky. All right, let's watch one of his TikToks.
Sorry, baby.
Hey, breathe, breathe. It's okay, love. Remember, we date. It's actually loyalty over love. I'm not leaving over an argument. I'm not leaving because you still have unhealed wounds. I'm not leaving because you messed up. I'm not leaving because you sometimes say the wrong things. We will learn together.
I love you so much.
I love you too.
He listed like way too many things, right? But he had like a whole list of shit that he did not like about his girlfriend. Listen, babe, if we date, it's loyalty over love. I don't love you, but I'm loyal to you. I'm not leaving over an argument. I'm not leaving because your breath smells like a petting zoo when you wake up. I'm not leaving because the size of your feet. Hell, even if I did, you'd probably step on me with your humongous, freakish ogre feet. Fuck. I'm not leaving you because of your unibrow or your forehead or your butt chin or your chin butt. Together we'll find a way. for me to ignore all of that stuff. I love you so much. I loyal to you too. But yeah, this Garrett guy does a lot of these videos where he'll like make up a relationship scenario where the girl is crying and then he steps in like, shut up. It's fine. I'm the solution. Why would you cry when I'm me? Here's another one he did.
What's wrong? Love. What's wrong?
Nothing at all.
Love.
That's supposed to be teardrops? It looks like they put like a spray bottle on her cheek. That's how people cry, right?
Love, it's okay. It's okay. I'm here. I'm here. Everything's fine. You're safe. What's wrong?
I just really need you.
You have me.
Yeah, that's cute and all, guys, but you're kind of taking up the whole hallway. It would have been so great if this video ended with a guy just being like, oh, sorry, just let me squeeze past you guys here. Sorry. And you know what? I don't know what it is about me. Maybe I'm getting old. Maybe I'm just a fucking douchebag. But like, who is this for? Who is this content for? Because I looked through the comments and literally all of them are people just being really, really sad. Oh, to be loved like this. I want this, but I'm too single. Yeah, I wonder why. Your name is Draco Ron Simps. Sorry. I wish someone would treat me like that. It would be nice to find a man like that. Maybe it's the side of TikTok that I'm on, but when I went to the comments, I was baffled, dude. I was like, why is nobody hating on this right now, dude? Everybody in the comments are either sad about their own love life or just gassing this video up like crazy. Like this guy's comment. Give this guy a Grammy or something. A Grammy? like the music award? Listen, you can like whatever TikToker you want, but I don't think this video is eligible for a Grammy nom, okay? Obviously, the person who commented this confused the Grammys with the Oscars. Or wait, hold on. The person who commented this isn't even a person. That's a car. A legit car left this comment, dude. And it kind of makes sense that a car wouldn't want to associate with the Oscars. Cars was famously snubbed in 2006.
And the Oscar goes to Happy Feet. George Miller.
Sorry, we're getting a little off topic here. It's just always super funny when dudes like this like make up these scenarios to make themselves look like a super sick guy. I've always wondered this. Why is it that all the dudes who make content about like how great of a boyfriend or how great of a husband they would be, they're always single? Isn't that fucking weird? Obviously, I can't 100% confirm that Garrett is single, but I did listen to the worst podcast episode ever recorded. Just saying a lot coming from me. SpongeBob, Patrick, Squidward, Sandy. But the podcast I listened to was by a guy named Peter Vigilante. Fucking killer last name. But here's a little clip from it.
If I'm not allowed to like a post, which means you think I'm doing something devious, right? That means you can't post a bikini pic because now you're posting it for devious reasons. Because if you think that...
Yeah, not good. But they had Garrett as a guest and he confirmed that he was a single man.
I'm a single male.
And that was 3 months ago. So if I'm wrong, I apologize, but that was the most recent piece of evidence I could find. But it's just so weird that all these dudes who are like, I'll be there for you, I'm always there, I'm like the best guy. They never have a girlfriend, ever. It's a fucking fresh and fit syndrome. Like if these guys are basing their entire careers off of meeting women, dating women, being attractive to women, why aren't they all fucking married? Or just like in a relationship at the very least, right? Like you think they would have figured it out by now, right? Like that's if a guy was making like video production tutorials that look like this.
So the first thing you need is a nice camera like this. And secondly, you need a good microphone to pick up a good quality audio.
You know, no pun intended, I don't mean to single out Garrett with that criticism, you know? I don't want to just stoop down to ad hominem attacks, right? But speaking of ad, let's hear a word from today's sponsor.
This video is sponsored by Opera. I'm on my computer all day, every day. So I need a browser that can keep up with the 30 things I'm doing at once. And that's why I use Opera. And it seems like the guy we're talking about in this video is pretty obsessed with his features. But the only features I'm obsessed with are all the features that Opera has to offer. Like Aria, Opera's native browser AI. You can chat with Aria to get quick, clear answers on whatever topic you need assistance with. You can highlight any text online to get a quick explanation, explore the topic further, or get a translation. You can also activate their new page context mode, which allows you to get any page summarized in seconds, and it also allows you to extract specific information and translate any text. There's tons more you can do with Aria as well, but I'd be here yapping for hours about it, so might as well just try it out for yourself. Opera also has a built-in ad blocker, which is absolutely incredible because have you guys tried reading articles articles lately. It's just ads now. I don't know what happened. And also loading all those ads slows down your browser performance. What the hell? And with Opera, you can get rid of all those ugly, annoying ads with just one click for a clean, smooth browsing experience. And speaking of a clean, smooth browsing experience, let me tell you about Opera's Tab Islands feature. When I'm using Opera, I'll have tabs open for my main channel videos. I'll have tabs open for podcast stuff, other tabs open with like Word documents and calendars, emails, etc. And that can get overwhelming pretty quickly. But with Tab Islands, you can easily organize your tabs for effortless browsing. It truly is a game changer. So if you want to vastly improve your browsing experience in every way imaginable, use my link below to download Opera today for free. You won't regret it, I promise. Okay, thank you so much to Opera for sponsoring this video. Back to me.
Okay guys, let's move on from the relationship POVs for a little bit. Garrett also makes a lot of videos that straight up. And guys, I read so many comments trying to figure out what the hell that means. The best explanation I could find is if someone's hands are shaking before they fight. They're auditioning for a musical, they're giving jazz hands. I guess it means they're experiencing a lot of adrenaline, and I guess if someone's experiencing a lot of adrenaline, they'll just fucking kill you or something, I don't know. But a lot of the comments were just as confused as I was. When my hands were shaking, I thought it was because I was scared. That's so funny. Because, like, you probably were also scared, man. It's so funny. People think one thing. They see a video on TikTok that maybe could be another reason. And they're like, oh, okay, got it. That's why. You tell me any information and I'll believe it. Fuck, that's so funny. I thought I was terrified, but I guess it was just the adrenaline. And I guess that wasn't piss coming out of my wiener. That was adrenaline juice. Huh. But I think we all know why his hands were actually shaking. The vaccine. It's gotta be it. But we've all seen that one video of the girl's legs shaking after she got the vaccine. I'll have what she's having. Thanks a lot, Pfizer. Pfizer, I hardly know her. And you never want to fight a guy who's had the vaccine, because then you're gonna catch it. That's why I wear a mask everywhere I go, because I don't want to catch the vax. Garrett also made another fighting video in this style, so let's check that one out. So let me break it down. He's saying that guys raised by their dads, they want to stand and fight, but guys raised by their moms, they wear button-up shirts and walk away. I don't know how accurate that is. I feel like dads walk away from shit all the time. In my own life, I've seen at least one dad walk away from a tough situation. You know, if we're being realistic here, the kid raised by their dad would actually be the one walking away. But then you still see them on weekends and Christmas. I think this is my favorite video of Garrett's though, because before this, nobody was hating. So I was starting to feel like a douchebag, thinking that these videos were like a little strange. But this was the video that finally had people being like, yo, what? What are you talking about? Because obviously, this isn't true. Some kids who were raised by their moms were fucking dickhead bullies because their moms sucked. And some kids raised by both parents were dickhead bullies because both their parents sucked. So it was nice to see people goofing on this video a little bit. And this actually spawned a tiny trend of people like stitching this TikTok. Hilarious, that's great. And I thought this trend was really funny, so I made one myself. And obviously Garrett's content is harmless. Mostly. Some of the content starts getting into some strange territory. So yeah, it's a video of him breaking into an ex-girlfriend's house and going through all their shit, you know, total stalker mode. AKA, a super crazy thing to do in a huge fucked up crime. And hey, maybe it's just like an acting thing, an acting practice to be like a weird guy. I get it, but like all the comments are eating this up for like the worst reasons. Why is this hot though? Why does this make me want a stalker boyfriend? Respectfully, you can break into more than just my house. If I had someone this obsessed with me, I'd be so happy. Jesus Christ. Guys, go to therapy. Obviously go to therapy or just go outside. Either one of those, okay? This should not get you all hot and bothered. This should only get you bothered. If this is attractive to you, someone breaking into your fucking house, you're weird. That's weird. And before you comment, hey, don't kink shame, I'm not, okay? Because that isn't a kink, that's a crime. It ain't a kink, it's a crime. This is like a gnarly, life-ruining crime, okay? I don't think that should be a kink. Your Honor, we have unrefutable evidence that this man murdered his ex-girlfriend. A truly heinous act. All right, objection, Your Honor. No kink shaming. What do you mean kink shaming? It's literally murder. No, he's right. Okay, I will not tolerate any kink shaming in my court. You gotta be fucking kidding me. This is bullshit. What's going on? Sorry, getting yelled at is my kink. Oh my god, what kind of judge are you? A bad one, you should fucking spank. And all the other comments on this stalking video were a reference to a community on TikTok called Book Talk. It was flooded with comments like, Book Talk, y'all here? And Garrett threw a heart on that one. Book Talk is gonna go feral. Book Talk girlies assemble. Book Talk has ruined me. And I foolishly thought Book Talk was just a community on TikTok where people talk about the books they like. And that is true to an extent, but I found out Book Talk is mostly just straight up smut. Oh no! It's a vast community of probably the horniest people on the planet, and whenever there's like a guy with tattoos and long hair and like a deep voice and muscles, all the fucking comments on the videos are like, oh, Book Talk's here! Book Talk has been summoned.
If Book Talk wants more of this, Book Talk can have more of this.
And hey man, I'm all for people getting their rocks off, especially to just words on paper. That's hilarious. Reading a sentence and then getting a boner about it is genuinely one of the funniest things of all time. Dude, getting turned on by literature, are you kidding me? Whenever they read an essay, they're like, damn, look at that body. Sorry, Book Talk as a whole is a topic for another video, I think. But Garrett plays into this typical Book Talk character a lot. You know, he's got the tattoos, the muscles, he's handsome. Okay, I'll say it, he's handsome. He's a good looking guy. And he shows all of that off in his various thirst trap videos. Sorry, he's walking towards me with a hammer. I got scared. Is that why construction always takes so long? Dudes are on the side of the road just thirst trapping all day. Those hats used to be soft, if you know what I mean. Yeah, he's got a lot of thirst trapping videos on his account. And hey man, that's your wiener. Okay, got it. Jeez, that's your entire wiener right there. Hello. That's fucking gnarly, dude. I mean, at the very least, his videos are like the true lesbian test. Like if you're unsure if you're a lesbian or not, I can just scroll through this guy's page. Like fucking jeez, man. Flashing full meat on Maine. This is gonna sound rich from a commentary YouTuber, but like, what are you doing, dude? Men used to go to war. Never mind, he's still doing it. He's still going to war. Damn, give this guy a Grammy. So that video is pretty impressive, but like, dude, it is super fucking funny to put on like a bulletproof vest and look all super tough and stuff and flex your guns while the gun is making like the cutest noise ever. Say hello to my little friend. The TikTok F-boy genre has always been like really fascinating to me because I think the most intriguing thing about them is like their journey to become one, right? Because they're not born, they're made. Just a few years ago, Garrett wasn't doing this style of content at all. He actually used to brand himself as Garrett with Ivan the Cat, and he would make videos like this.
Time to go to sleep, okay, buddy? I wanna see your cheeks glow. Oh!
Yeah, I'm actually really glad he stopped doing this kind of content, because what the fuck, man? This poor cat, man, what the hell? I feel like even a serial killer would be like, yo, he's up on the cat, man. You're being a little too rough on him. Like, dude, he has a full My Cat Bites Me When I Sing mega mix on his channel that's a half-hour long. And first off, if you're watching a full half hour of the same fucking annoying bit over and over again, you're cooked. Sorry to break it to you, you're absolutely cooked. You're done. And secondly, I don't think your cat bites you when you sing. I think your cat is biting you because you're holding on to it and won't let it go when it's clearly telling you that it wants to be let go. And dude, all the comments are like, oh my god, it's so funny. And it's like, hey, No, it's not. Like, not even a little bit. It's not fun. It's just bad pet ownership. Like, what a fucking rebrand that was, eh? Yeah, I used to hold my cat hostage, now I scream. It's funny to compare, like, the current Garrett to the old Garrett with Ivan the cat. Because now his whole shtick is, like, being attractive to women and stuff, but, like, treating an animal like this is, like, the biggest possible red flag, I think, right? Yeah, I guess I'm not like those other tall, handsome, buff, tattooed men. I'm also sensitive. I'm attentive, and I'm gentle, too. Sorry, it's my cat. 1 second. So, you ever heard of Book Talk? You know, those videos were old. I'm sure he's moved on from them. I'm glad he doesn't do them anymore. But just a piece of advice. Like, you're kind of ruining your whole every girl wants me bit if you have a half-hour video on your YouTube channel of you mishandling pussy. Yeah! In conclusion, I think I was goofing on his content pretty hard, maybe a little too hard, but comparing it to his old cat hostage videos, his new content is fucking awesome, dude. So you know what, Garrett? Keep it up. All right, guys, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed this quick, silly little video. I've got some longer videos coming up in the near future I'm very excited for, but I wanted to goof around a little, if that's okay. If you guys liked the video, please press the like button, because believe it or not, 1 like equals 1 cat I will rescue from singing men. And leave a comment, or I'm gonna start screaming. Also, please press the subscribe button. We are so close to 5 million. Let's get it. What are you waiting for? Press the damn button. Because as soon as you press the subscribe button, you become a valued citizen of Kurtistown. If you didn't know, Kurtistown is the best place to live in the world, and I'm the mayor of Kurtistown, so you have to be nice to me. It's the law. You can check the description for tickets to my Irvine shows coming up. They're selling out, so you better freaking grab tickets, okay? Don't sleep. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I would stick around, but unfortunately, I have to go because my hands are shaking. I need to go to the doctor. Bye-bye. Folks, what do you get when a soon-to-be married couple is given all the money they need for their dream wedding? But the groom has to plan the entire thing by himself, while the bride is kept in the dark about everything until their actual wedding day. Spoiler alert, you get some of the worst weddings that have ever taken place. And this was the premise of the British reality TV show, Don't Tell the Bride. And we're gonna watch a full episode today, but I thought it'd be fun to do a quick run through of some of the worst weddings that have taken place on this show. One episode featured a Beauty and the Beast themed wedding, which is already a pretty gnarly decision because I think you know how I feel about Disney weddings. But the groom absolutely went for it. He dressed like Beast, like with animal prosthetics and stuff. What are you wearing? And it's like, dude, Beast turns into like a regular hot guy at the end of the movie. Just dress up like that. What does that say about the groom, right? Well, it's the most important day of my life, so I might as well dress like a furry. There was another episode that featured a groom who really likes to play darts, so naturally he planned a darts-themed wedding. The bridesmaids wore dresses with dartboards on them. It's probably not safe to do at a darts-themed wedding. Inside the reception, they had a bunch of dartboards, and they even got a professional darts player to officiate the wedding. And of course, that's what a professional darts player looks like, man. Why would you want a guy that looks like that officiating your wedding? Now, before the husband and wife say bullseye do, if there's anybody in the audience who objects to this marriage, speak now or forever hold your peace. You object? No, it's your bling, sir. It's so bright. Where the hell do you even get all of it? Target. Okay. Ow! So I think you guys get the gist of the show. Guys are super dumb and pretty much clueless when we're left to our own devices, and it's hilarious to watch. But my favorite part about the show is seeing like the husband's logic and how they arrive at the choices they make. And I found a great episode that demonstrates that pretty well. So without further ado, let's watch an episode of Don't Tell the Bride.
With just 3 weeks and £14,000 to throw the wedding of a lifetime.
So yeah, that piece of information like almost excuses any of the insane decisions that the grooms make. Because, I don't know if you guys know this, but my wife and I actually had 2 weddings. And let me tell you, each of those weddings took way longer than 3 weeks to plan, and they cost much more than $14,000. Or sorry, they use pounds. They use pounds in the UK. 14,000 pounds is $24,000. So yeah, it's not like a super low budget, I guess. It's not that bad, but still, like, things add up when you plan a wedding, trust me. You'll see going forward that even with the budget and time constraints, there is no excuse for the wedding that is put on by this groom. This episode follows 33-year-old Adam and 23-year-old Bianca. And the episode starts with a little blurb about how they met.
When they met 18 months ago on a dating app.
When I first saw Adam, I was attracted instantly because he had like the rugby photo, the action shot.
She looked like she squatted, so she had a nice bum.
Sorry, I never cry, but Sometimes you hear something so nice and you just can't help it.
Nice, bum.
And this next part of their origin story is pretty wild because apparently Bianca was not planning on getting into a serious relationship whatsoever because she had a big trip planned in a few months.
I knew I was going away, my tickets were booked.
But when Bianca left for the trip, Adam really missed her, so he decided to join Bianca on her 9-month-long vacation.
We went from just being, casually dating to literally spending 9 months in each other's pockets.
Take notes, boys. That's a good dude right there. That's what you gotta do, man. If a girl says she's not looking for anything serious because she's going on a really long trip in a few months, that's an open invitation, brother. And at the end of their vacation, Adam decided to pop the question.
I came up with this idea of making a heart out of rose petals.
The fact that he set it up, that's something that I wouldn't expect Adam to be capable of.
Okay. That's definitely something every guy wants to hear from their fiance. Yeah, I never knew he was capable of setting things up. I asked him to set up the patio furniture one day. He got so scared he called the cops. Well, he tried to, but he never really figured out how to set up his phone. And shortly after their engagement, they discovered that Bianca was pregnant.
18 months after first swiping right, the couple now have a new life together in South Wales.
So now we got a good understanding of the couple, and at this point of the episode, they asked Bianca what her ideal wedding would be if she could make all the decisions.
My ideal wedding would just be a glamorous, classical day. I don't want a theme or anything related to what we've done before. I want this to be a new chapter, a new experience. No jokey, gimmicky things, just very elegant.
Okay, so classy, elegant, simple wedding, no theme, no jokey gimmicks or anything, not referencing anything they've done in the past. Try to remember those when we hear Adam's ideas.
Fate has played a huge part in my life, so I'm going to let fate decide the major decisions of the wedding. I will come up with various options, and Bianca will unknowingly choose her own wedding.
Absolutely 10,000 IQ play right there. He's gonna make Bianca randomly choose what her wedding is going to be like with the use of sealed envelopes because
it gives me sort of a get out clause, because ultimately if the day doesn't work out, then it's Bianca's fault.
Nice, man. That's a good guy right there, dude. Just totally absolves himself of any responsibility and puts all of it on her still. Even though he is doing everything, all of the pressure is still on her somehow. Good guy. So while Adam plans the wedding with his brother for the next 3 weeks, Bianca is sent away on a little family vacation that Adam isn't allowed to invite himself to this time. And as Bianca sadly drives away, Adam immediately starts to work out the details of the wedding. Or sorry, I think I said too many words. Adam immediately starts to work out. Imagine he just doesn't get anything ready for the next 3 weeks because he's just been working out the entire time. Bianca shows up at like an empty church 3 weeks later and he's at the fucking altar like,
how do I look? Spent 14,000 pounds on steroids. I hope that's chill.
Okay, this is when we find out Adam's 2 ideas for the possible themes of their upcoming wedding. So already it's not looking good because Bianca clearly said she does not want any themes.
I don't want a theme.
And both of Adam's ideas are themed weddings.
Me and Bianca fell in love through travel, maybe getting married on a plane. And the other option is obviously a big part of my life before Bianca came along. I was a prison officer. So we'll look at getting married in a prison. Get married in a prison.
Yeah, his 2 options are either getting married on a plane or in a prison. I mean, fucking, what's the difference? Get me out of here, I'm innocent. So to remind you, Adam is gonna have his brother present 2 options, like 2 sealed envelopes to Bianca for her to decide like major aspects of their wedding. But she doesn't know what she's picking really. So if it ends up bad, it's all Bianca's fault, quote unquote.
If the day doesn't work out, then it's Bianca's fault.
Because she chose it, right? And it's like, not really. That's really not how that works, especially when both the options are bad. No matter what she picks, it's gonna be a shit wedding. Also, like, as bad as the plane idea is, at least it like kinda makes sense. They love traveling. You travel on a plane, but getting married in a prison because Adam used to be a prison guard? That's fucking insane. Obviously, don't base your wedding off of a job you used to have. What the fuck? So right around here is where the wedding will take place. Looks perfect. Can I ask why you want to get married in the desert anyway? Well, I actually used to work out here, so it just felt right. Oh, okay, that makes sense. What'd you do for work? I used to disarm active minefields. Oh, cool. Well, if you would just follow me this way. Whoa! I've never said I was good at my job. Okay, so Adam's brother heads over to Bianca so she can make her first decision, prison or plane. She's obviously pretty nervous and confused, but she ends up picking the right envelope. Not the right envelope, because like both of them are wrong, I think, but she picks the envelope on the right.
I'm gonna go right.
And that means...
Yes. We're doing the plane, yeah?
So they're getting married on a plane. And at first I thought this was gonna be like a regular plane with like strangers on it and shit, which would have been fucking insane, but like I've seen crazier shit on airplanes, so I guess it's not that big of a deal. If I had to choose between seeing someone get married or seeing somebody like pick their toenails on a plane, I'm picking the wedding every time. But Adam at least has the decency to book out an entire airplane to fit all the wedding guests. I know Taylor Swift would be so proud of him. Just a joke. And you may be thinking, now this plane that Adam is renting, is it going anywhere? Is this plane whisking everybody away to a beautiful wedding destination? Is the plane taking people to the reception, at least? No. None of those. The plane actually isn't fucking going anywhere. Adam is spending £5,000 to put everybody in a plane that will take off into the air, fly around the airport for a bit so they can get married while they're in the air, and then it's gonna land back in the same airport. That's such a dumb idea. When a girl dreams about walking down the aisle one day, I don't think they're picturing that type of aisle. And also, dude, Bianca was 8 months pregnant at the time of filming this. I don't know what it's like to be pregnant, but I can assume it's pretty uncomfortable. And I think being on a plane, the most uncomfortable place like in the world, it's probably a bad combo for a pregnant person. And dude, the next part of this episode is like so hard to watch. Bianca and her mom take a tour of Bianca's like dream wedding venue. And before we go any further, yes, I know, I'll talk about it. I'm thinking the same thing. Holy shit, that hair is gnarly. Impressive, really. I want to know how many moms took a screenshot of this episode, printed it out, and immediately sprinted to their hairdresser. Because this is the ultimate Karen cut. Dude, if I was working a retail job and I saw her walk in, I am quitting on the spot. All jokes aside though, as diagonal as her bangs are, she's actually the most level-headed person in this whole episode, I think. And this part is just so hard to watch because all Bianca wants is a nice classic wedding to celebrate their love. You know, just no bells or whistles, super simple. And you'd assume that would be easy for Adam to pull off. Peace and love, he seems like a pretty simple guy. But while Bianca's looking at this wedding venue, Adam is on like a cramped airplane like, yeah, this will be good, bro. Perfect for a wedding. Yeah, maybe they'll even have a movie playing on the little telly screens.
Is being 17,000 feet in the air pregnant gonna make her happy?
Well, she hasn't got a choice. That's the situation I've left her in.
Such a shithead. Sorry, I'm being a little mean. Maybe he'll redeem himself with the wedding reception. Unfortunately, he wants the reception to be themed as well.
Adam wants to hold a Thai beach party reception.
Because they got engaged in Thailand. And although the plane is a bad idea, maybe he'll pick a pretty venue for everybody to eat and dance away the memory of their terrible high-altitude wedding. So let's see what he picks. Oh. Who the fuck looks at this venue and thinks wedding reception? An actual ghost could look at this venue and be like, no thank you. This is way too scary. Like, this is where the final fight of a ninja movie takes place. This is where... This is warehouse. This old dirty warehouse with a leaky ceiling is the venue that Adam chooses for the reception. And he hires this guy to transform the building into Thailand.
So I want all my guests to be transported to Thailand.
It's also super funny that he says he wants all of his guests transported to Thailand after being on a vehicle that could literally transport them to Thailand.
We're not going to get a better space in this, are we, really?
I don't think so.
So I'm going to shake your hand on it.
Guys, you must know better places exist, right? Feel bad for these guys. Okay, so they're now halfway through their £14,000 budget, but all they have is the plane ride and the reception venue. They still need to buy rings, dresses, suits, shoes, food, drinks, and a bunch of sand to be transported to the warehouse so it can look like Thailand.
We want to fill it with sand.
You know, the things that every wedding has. And you know, as much as I'm making fun of these guys, budgeting, it's pretty difficult, right? It's hard to do for a wedding. It's hard to do in our everyday lives, which is why I'm so excited to talk about the sponsor of this week's video, Rocket Money.
That's right, this video is sponsored by Rocket Money. Folks, a little while back, I found out that I was being charged every month for a podcast hosting service that I stopped using like a year ago. And this has happened to me several times in the past, where I sign up for something as like a free trial, and then the 30 days go by, they start charging me, I completely forget about it, and then by the time I remember it, it's too late. We've all been there. Well, today's sponsor, Rocket Money, is here to help. Rocket Money is the personal finance app that helps you cancel subscriptions, lower bills, and manage your money better. And I'm using Rocket Money to cancel all these unwanted subscriptions. They make it so easy to safely and securely identify recurring charges because they can cancel all those unwanted subscriptions for you. You can even cancel from within the app with just a few taps. And that means you don't have to worry about lengthy, awkward customer service calls. I'm also using Rocket Money to set budgets. With Rocket Money, you can analyze your spending habits to create a custom budget that fits your lifestyle. Automatically monitor your spending by category and get notifications when you've exceeded your limits. So whether you're saving up for something specific or just trying to improve your spending habits in general, Rocket Money is perfect for you. Rocket Money has helped save its customers up to $740 a year when they use all their features, with over $500 million in canceled subscriptions. So if you want to save more and spend less, join the over 5 million members using Rocket Money today. Just go to rocketmoney.com/Curtis or simply click the link in the description to get started today for free. You can also unlock even more features with premium. Again, that's rocketmoney.com/Curtis to get started today for free. You hear that? For free. Okay, thank you Rocket Money for sponsoring this video. Back to me.
And next up is the dress. One of the most important parts of the wedding day. You know, some girls go their whole lives dreaming of their perfect wedding dress. It's an incredibly pivotal part of the wedding. So with such a big decision, Adam has no choice. But Bianca does. She has to choose whether she wants a cheap dress or an expensive dress.
Ideally, we want the least expensive.
And they say chivalry is dead.
I don't want too much booby, see?
I like this one with the cleavage.
But unfortunately, she chooses the cheap dress.
So the cheap choice it is then.
In this next part, Bianca goes dress shopping so we, the audience, can see what type of dress that she would choose if it was up to her. And this is when she voices her concern about Adam choosing the dress.
I'm a little bit worried because I'm 7 months pregnant now. Hopefully Adam thinks about that as well when he sort of thinks about his choices.
Honey, you've got a big storm coming. But no, that's totally fair. Like I said, I don't know what it's like to be pregnant. I can't imagine what that would feel like to have like a fucking baby inside of you. That's weird. Not weird. It's a miracle of life. Being pregnant, that's probably the craziest, hardest thing a person can do. I'd like to think most husbands-to-be would consider that, obviously, if they had a pregnant wife. But we did just see Adam choose the birthplace of hepatitis for a wedding reception, so obviously, he doesn't take that into consideration at all. Bianca chooses a beautiful designer dress, while Adam orders a 160-pound dress off the internet. The currency pounds, by the way, not like the dress doesn't weigh 160 pounds. Although that wouldn't fucking surprise me if he did that.
No, put it on, it'll be a good workout.
Dress for women is probably the most important thing. It sort of determines how they feel on the day. But ultimately, she picked that option for it to be the cheapest dress. So if she doesn't like it, then that was her fault.
Like, yo, no, it's not. What a fucking asshole, dude. That's so mean. She didn't pick it. She picked a random envelope that you showed. She didn't fucking know, dude. I can't imagine Bianca watching this episode back for the first time and not divorcing him immediately. His logic is just so flawed, you know? Like, imagine on the plane, Bianca is like, why did you pick a plane to get married on? This is so dumb. I didn't want this either. You picked it, okay? We could have been getting married in a prison right now. It's like, dude, no matter what she picks, it's gonna suck because you suck. Sorry, I digress. Now it's time for Adam to show the bridesmaids the dresses that they'll be wearing at the wedding. And for some reason, he picks 10-pound neon pink and yellow dresses. I don't know the reasoning behind that decision. I feel like maybe he watched an episode of Power Rangers and he was like, oh, okay, so pink and yellow are girl colors. Got it. And I feel like for this whole episode, Adam's been kind of operating on like another planet. Every decision he's made has been objectively awful, but everyone around him is like, oh, yeah, all right, mate, this sounds pretty fucking chipper then, bruv. But this next part of the episode is when Adam finally gets a dose of reality from the sand delivery guy of all people. Yeah, I never had a sand delivery guy at my wedding, but his presence was missed for sure. So the Sandman quotes them 2,500 pounds for the amount of sand that they'll need to completely cover the warehouse floor, which by the way is roughly 16 times more expensive than Bianca's wedding dress. But really, what's more important, ladies? A nice dress or 150 tons of sand? You can't make a wicked baller castle out of a nice dress, I'll tell you that. Ladies, say no to the dress.
yes to the sand.
Power over space is power over all.
But after the Sandman quotes them on that price, he goes on to warn them about the safety of the warehouse.
You've got rainwater coming in, there's going to be electrical wiring everywhere. You have, in my opinion, massive health and safety implications that you really need to take seriously.
So Adam moves on from that dingy warehouse because of the safety hazards. And this was the perfect thing to happen to them because now this is a fresh start. They can pick a completely different venue that will suit their needs much better. And they do find a new venue. Goodbye, old dirty, stinky warehouse. Hello, new dirty, stinky warehouse. Yeah, man, he just finds a different dirty warehouse. Oh, that old warehouse was absolutely fucking filthy, mate. But this warehouse is dirty. Adam then heads to a department store, buys 2 wedding rings.
£69.
Hilarious. He then spends £500 on a suit, which is wild, considering he only spent £160 on his wife's dress. He then tops it all off by spending £130 on plastic buckets. I'm not 100% sure why he got the buckets. Ooh, maybe they'll be handed to the guests when they walk into the venue because they'll probably puke upon seeing where they are. It's pretty smart. This next part is pretty wild. This is when Bianca gets her first glimpse into what her wedding is going to look like. Before, it was just her pointing at random envelopes. But now she has to face reality when her wedding dress is delivered to her house.
Are you joking me? I am literally gonna cry.
Alright, so things aren't looking too good right now. Who knows, right? Maybe when she finally sees the dress, she'll fall in love with it.
The neckline's crap, the arms are crap, the length of it's crap, the material's rubbish.
Why play games with me now?
Okay, this is really sad to watch, obviously, but God, it's even sadder because, like, of what we know. Like, I'm sorry about your dress, but you don't even know the half of it. You don't know anything about the dilapidated warehouse that's being filled with sand. It's about to get so much worse. And this is the challenge of the show, I guess. Weddings are inherently expensive, so if you spend a big chunk of your budget on one aspect of it, the other aspects are gonna suffer. So it's just a matter of knowing your partner and what they value the most. And I guess sometimes dudes don't know their partners that well at all. And it's just so frustrating because it's like, you could just get married in like a pretty part of a public park, right? Kind of like Eminem there. I got married in a pretty part of a public park. But no, seriously, just fucking get married in a park for free. Rent out like a big cheap tent for the reception. And then spend the rest of the money on stuff that like matters, right? Like, why does there always have to be a fucking theme in these episodes? It's like, you know, an Extreme Makeover Home Edition when they're showing the family the renovated house. And then when they get to the kids' room, they're like, hey, Braxton, we heard you like swimming. So we actually drilled all of your bedroom furniture to the bottom of your pool. This show is like that, but with wedding. But we're getting close to the end now, so let's get back to the episode.
So I was speaking to my dad the other day, and he said a line that just resonates through my head all the time now. Listen, son, if she loves you, she'll forgive you.
Good attitude to have, brother. All right, guys, it's time. It is now the morning of the wedding day, and everybody is getting ready. Bridesmaids are wearing their neon dresses. Bianca's mom has got her neon hair, and I can only assume Bianca is gonna have her neon Adam's neck when she sees it. The guests arrive at the airport, and they got high hopes for the wedding.
Had to have high hopes for the wedding.
That's the only information we got told was a passport. We're hoping he's going to fly us to Spain.
Okay, super messed up to tell them to bring their passport, right? That is diabolical. A passport implies the act of leaving a country. They're not even leaving the same airspace, really. They're just flying above the Bristol airport. Why'd you tell them to bring their passport? That's fucking mean. Like, imagine if someone invites you to their birthday party and they're like, I don't want to give anything away, but make sure you pack a bathing suit. And then when you get to their house, they're like, all right, you're gonna help me nail my kid's furniture to the bottom of the pool. I saw it on TV. All right, guys, it's go time. Adam shows up to the airport in his finest sneakers, boards the plane, and waits for Bianca to arrive. Bianca enters through the back of the plane.
Adam and best man Alec are hiding up front.
I wouldn't really call that hiding. I don't think you can really hide anywhere on a plane. All Bianca has to do is look to the front of the plane, which is, by the way, the usual direction people look when they're on a plane. Like, does she really not see him? God, I'm so excited to get married. And on a plane, too.
Are we seriously getting married on a plane?
That's so stupid. I hate planes. And I'm pregnant, too.
Oh, yeah.
This is so uncomfortable.
If our marriage happens on this plane today,
this will officially be the worst thing that has ever happened on any plane ever.
Okay.
Whatever, I'm over it. At least we know the baby will be safe. You know, they say flying is the safest way to travel. Welcome on board, everybody, to this very special flight on this gorgeous Boeing aircraft. I want to divorce! And this next part is fucking terrific. They reach their cruising altitude, and then they call Bianca up to the front.
Would Bianca John please join us at the front of the aircraft?
Dude, and she still doesn't know that this is the wedding. She still thinks they're flying to a destination for the wedding. And like the poor dad doesn't even get to walk her down the aisle. It's like, well, I mean, like, I don't know how he would have in the first place because his airplane aisles are pretty small. I will warn you, a little cringe warning. The actual wedding on the plane is like really rough to watch, so strap in.
Let your marriage be a time of waking each morning and falling in love with each other all over again.
How are you?
That was the official, like, wedding then.
That was.
We haven't got vows.
Oh my god! What are we doing now then?
What do you mean, what are we doing now then? You should know. You planned the wedding, man. What are we doing now then? What are we doing? Dude, no vows, nothing. The wife walked up to the front of a plane. A guy said a nice sentence, and then that was it. Like, what did Adam expect to happen? This is rough, dude, but we're almost done, okay? Bianca is understandably a little confused by the wedding ceremony, but Adam really thinks the whole day is gonna turn around when she sees the reception venue.
When you see the next sort of venue, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised and amazed.
Just picture in your head what you think the reception is going to look like. Now, whatever you have in your head, make it 1,000,000 times worse, and that's what it looks like. Oh my god, dude. What the fuck? Dude. That looks like shit, my man. That looks like poop. Looks like the unknown is about to pop out.
It's the end of.
Oh my god. Dude, I love the one tiny blue sky photo backdrop, and then the rest is just filthy brick walls, dude. And yeah, no cutlery or plates, nothing, just fucking buckets.
Babe, it's awful. So
Wow.
proper, like...
This wasn't the reaction I was expecting.
Adam is so dumb. I'm sorry, he's such an idiot. I can't imagine how many criminals escaped under his watch when he was a prison guard. All they probably had to do was just ask Adam to be set free, and he'd be like, okay, no problem. What are we doing now then?
What are we doing now then?
And dude, I really feel bad for Bianca because by the end of this whole day, she is a broken woman. She has lost all hope and sanity.
Suits are tacky, the dress is tacky, the flowers are tacky, the shoes are tacky. At least you get to link.
Like, dude, this is her Joker origin story, dude.
Wanna know how I got this wedding ring?
So the episode ends with Bianca and Adam enjoying the rest of their night to the best of their ability, and then we can only assume they live happily ever after while they raise their baby boy together. So that was an episode of Don't Tell the Bride. This is an evil show, I think. Give dudes a small budget and a limited amount of time to plan like the most important day of their lives. That's bad news. And I'm not sympathizing or anything. I'm not trying to cut Adam any slack here. But like, this is a dastardly television program. And that is proven even further when the credits roll and it is revealed that this show was devised by John Rowlands. It all makes sense. This is a show that only could have been devised, okay? It was not created. No more wedding planners, okay? We need wedding devisers.
I devised some plans for us tonight, bro.
We gotta use that word way more. Now, I thought this was gonna be the end of the video. It's not. Bianca and Adam's story does not end here. It turns out I was wrong. They did not go on to live happily ever after. I found an article about this couple that came out a little while after their episode aired, titled, "Don't Tell the Bride" star who had disastrous wedding in a sand-filled warehouse recalls how she uncovered her husband's affair while he was in a coma. Now that's what I call turbulence. Let's read some of the article because holy shit, this is insane. Bianca was at the gym and Brock, their son, at the nursery when Adam called her from their home one day in September 2017. He was slurring his words, not making sense, and he said he didn't feel right. I phoned for an ambulance and the controller said it sounded like a stroke. By the time I got home, he was semi-conscious on the floor. The ambulance arrived just after me and I followed it to the hospital. It later emerged that Adam, who had just taken part in a bodybuilding contest, was suffering from rhabdomyolysis, the breakdown of muscle tissue that leads to the release of muscle fibers into the bloodstream. The rare condition, often occurring in endurance athletes, can be life-threatening. I called Mom on the way to the hospital to tell her what had happened, recalls Bianca, and as we were talking, my phone battery died. I had Adam's phone with me, so I switched to his. He never made a secret of his security codes, and it pinged as a message came through. It read, "What are you doing today, babe?" I thought, babe? That's a bit cozy. But I laughed and told myself it was probably completely innocent. Okay, first off, how the fuck did he even go into a coma? That doesn't make sense to me. How can one slip into a coma when there's already zero brain activity? Right? At the hospital, Adam was in intensive care and I sat in the family room distraught, anxiously waiting for news. Then another text came through. just 2 question marks. I thought, what the hell? And clicked on the profile photo of the sender, which showed 3 women. I thought, this isn't right. I had a little word with myself, don't do anything, he's really poorly. But I couldn't help it. I turned detective to find out who had messaged my husband. Bianca, who had never suspected Adam was being unfaithful, scoured social media and uncovered the identity of the woman with whom he had evidently been having an affair. On a Rugby Mates WhatsApp group, he found that Adam had shared photos of his lover in her underwear, together with graphic details of their clandestine sex life with his friends. Yeah, now I don't feel so bad calling him dumb so many times. I think Adam was putting a little bit too much stock in that advice from his father.
If she loves you, she'll forgive you.
And if you're wondering what happened next, Adam woke up from his coma and completely recovered. And once he did, Bianca immediately left him. Crazy turn of events, dude. Not really shocking that the guy that didn't really think about his wife at all during the wedding planning continued to not think about his wife at all once they were married. So what did we learn? Guys are dumb as hell and probably shouldn't be in charge of large decisions.
And that's the whole sentence. I really didn't need to say anything after that.
Now, is that new information? Not at all. Is it important?
Yes!
All right, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please press the like button, because 1 like equals 1 grain of sand I will bring into my office. And leave a comment. Let me know what you think about this whole thing. I'm excited to see what you guys have to say about this one. And guys, subscribe. Subscribe right now. What are you doing? Almost at 5 million. Let's friggin' get it, okay? And as soon as you press the subscribe button, you become a valued citizen of Kurtistown. If you didn't know, Kurtistown is the best place to live in the world, and I'm the mayor. So you have to be nice to me. It's the law. And check the description for the other stuff I do. I got a podcast. I got shows in Irvine, California coming up. All right, thanks so much for watching. I would stick around, but unfortunately, I have to go puke into a neon plastic bucket. See ya.
USA, I've got some shows coming up in a few weeks. Salt Lake City, Denver, Phoenix, OKC, San Antonio, Austin, Houston, and Dallas. These shows are like 2 weeks away, so if you haven't got your tickets yet, click the link in my bio, and I'll see you there. Enjoy the video.
Folks, emergency video alert.